Hello and welcome everybody to Best Bet Live on this Friday evening. We got a beautiful 5-10 no limit hold'em action going on tonight. Running at 7-handed currently until we get a seat filled up. As the room gets busier, I'm sure it will get filled up. But you got myself, Kirk the Cooler, alongside two Mikes, Mike and Mike. Mike Kruger, Mike Amberson. How are you guys doing? Welcome, guys.
Hi. How's it going?
What's up, Kirk? How we doing tonight?
Hey, doing well. Cannot complain. Dug tooth and nails just to get this game started, but we got it started. But we got our new commentator / producer, Mike Amberson. So this will be his first taste at the live stream. And right away, we do see a double board PLO bomb pot. Looks like $50 a man. And this will take care of the rake and everything. So if you're not a big poker guy, you just follow the numbers is what I say. Like Miguel, 44% equity to scoop this pot. Just kind of follow the numbers.
Yeah, Miguel flopping the flush on the bottom board. I mean, third nut, well, second nut with the king up top, so he'll tread a little lightly in a bomb pot, but...
Man, you have Jay potting it right away for 350 with king, queen, nine, deuce. Just really two pair on one board and a pair on another.
Man, just going to go ahead and leverage his whole stack, and it gets Miguel to fold with everybody back behind him.
So he's likely going to win that one. Welcome to the table, Jay. But yeah, as I said, busy Friday night here at Best Bet Jacksonville. Orange Park currently has flight A and B of the $200 50K guaranteed. Got 125 runners, correct? For flight A?
Flight A started at noon. Should be wrapping up here shortly, and flight B will be kicking off in about 10 minutes. So
yeah, very awesome.
Sounds like it's going to be a fun showing all weekend over there.
Yeah, I know I told them yesterday that I'd be there Sunday firing at least 6 bullets, I'm sure.
Free money Sunday.
Free money Sunday.
Which flight you playing? Daytime?
Both, yeah.
Both, yeah.
That is the goal. 12 o'clock, if not, then 7. Jack, Steve, how we doing? Charles, how we doing in the Facebook chat? Hope you guys are doing wonderful. But yes, new producer Michael. What's your background here at Best Bet? How long have you been in here?
I've been with Best Bet now for 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah, started out about 8 years in food and beverage, and made the transition over to dealing about 3-4 years ago.
Very awesome. Heck yeah. Flop cam looks much better than it did last night. Thank you very much. And we do see seat 2 or seat 3 is a little bit blurry, but that camera will get hashed out shortly. We do stream on a 15-minute delay, so we unfortunately are a little bit behind in that regard. Let's see.
So we did see Brad peel with the gutter ball after Zach bet out. Zach's going to hit the straight on the turn, so it gives Brad flush draw.
Pretty nut turn card for Zach there.
But Brad actually takes the betting lead, firing out chunky 250.
Yeah. Heart draw plus a gutter.
Kind of repping a hand like Zach has. It is Brad. Zach obviously going to be going nowhere. Just a question of call or raise. He's going to play with the call.
Yeah, he's going to tread a little lightly here. Wants to let Brad bluff a lot of different rivers, and that is not a river he's going to be able to bluff.
He might try though, sitting here at queen high. First to act, does just give up and check it. Wisely doing so, since obviously Zach would have happily gone nowhere. Zach trying to figure out, can he bet for some thin value and get looked up? Especially with the jack pairing. He decides to go. Looks close to a full pot size bet, and obviously Brad letting go of the queen high.
How do you do, Justin? What's up, Joseph? And yeah, new dealer to the string.
New dealer, new producer.
At least in the back end.
Yeah,
the only constant is change, right?
That's it. What's up, Justin? Are you back here tomorrow? Or
oh no, he'll be hanging out with me across the Buckman tomorrow.
Oh, I see.
Celebrity, he'll be busting you out.
I told Kevin Lamato that because he said he's gonna deal there for the first time tomorrow and Sunday. And I was like, don't mess me up, okay? We're like, dang it, dealer.
Nah, it'll be fun. You can follow them around and watch them try to pick up their wells. It'll be fun. That's my favorite part of it.
Eric Eagerman told me, he's like, yeah, I'm going there Sunday, and I'm gonna be watching all the dealers like a hawk.
It's fun.
But
Fun to mix up change of scenery every now and then.
Yeah, for sure. I agree completely. But yeah, this game was supposed to be at 10:25. Unfortunately, we were only 5-handed, but we dropped it down to 5-10. Couldn't get that game going. Went to 2-5, got a couple names of interest, and then they're like, "What if we just make this a 5-10 game?" So that is why we're a little bit late to the show tonight. But all said and done, at least we got a game going. And obviously, it's a bunch of crushers in this game. Carson, Johannes, Miguel, all the regular 1025, 2550 crushers just in the game. All right, Kenny, relax there. Put it away, buddy. Static wells is confusing. Yeah.
By a little, I don't think. It's Nick by minus 5.5.
Looks like we'll be closing OP down on Sunday together, Justin. So, ace 6, 7, 4, 3 clubs. Nobody with a club in hand, but we're just gonna probably bet and likely take this one down.
Yeah, throughout the delayed C bet. After checking flop, ace kind of hits his range a lot more on the turn. Never mind, he had the best hand anyway in King High.
Yeah, King High was nuts.
Knicks fan, you said?
He'll bluff him with the best hand.
I'm a Philly fan.
Oh, good man.
I do that never.
You from Philly? You said Rochester?
Always bluff with
My grandparents live in Rochester.
the worst
I'm
hand.
Asbury,
Never works
Rochester.
out.
Oh, yeah? I just moved down from Boston.
We were
Boston.
just around in that area too. My wife's parents stay in.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with seat 4 or seat 7. Luke, I've dealt to quite a bit lately, and he's been playing a lot of the 510 that runs on Friday and Saturday nights here at Best Bet. But don't know about seat 4 or 7 that much.
We're learning more about seat 4. Brad 3-betting it out with a
love it.
9-5.
9 to
Luke
5.
puts in with the call at suited connectors.
Hearts could have been fun, but of course comes out 3 diamonds.
So it was a quick check on the flop. Same on the turn now. 3 of a kind for Brad. He might try to go for some real thin value, but 4-liner on board. He may not. It's been so passive. Let's see if Luke wants to bluff at it.
He is.
Obviously 7 high, no good.
Yeah.
Let's bet out.
90.
Brad gonna think about it.
Yeah. just
Might
gonna-
not be able to let it go for only 90 with trips. Does in fact put in the call.
Yeah, I can't go too crazy and spaz out with it. Just a call is good.
Justin asking if seat 4 is Mike D. From above on this camera, it really does look like him.
Yeah.
But it's not. His name is Brad. If I didn't see him in like person, eye to eye, then I would absolutely think it is Mike D from above.
That's hilarious.
It's kind of funny.
That was very funny. I am playing the GoPro, Kenny, probably on Sunday.
Play the Stars and Stripes, you know, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know. That's true. Stars and Stripe. $200. 50K guarantee is a pretty good one.
So it's at least 100K guarantee. We're going to be flirting with 150.
Yeah, I would
guess.
I would imagine it probably hits around 150 or so.
It's going to be a fun sweat to see if it does. Good showing first day is always a good sign.
Yeah, definitely.
So watch. Brad involved in another hand here. Him and Miguel heads up, and well, it's going to be all Miguel.
Wow.
Flops a straight.
Flop
Jack
the
9-7. Checks over to Brad. What was the pre-flop razor?
Yeah.
He's going to fire out a continuation bet of about half pot.
Fire bottom pair here.
Just a question of check raise or call from Miguel. Given how aggressive Brad's been, might be tempted to call. But Miguel going to raise it up, start trying to build the pot. Maybe he doesn't have too much history with Brad either, you know. It's
Yeah.
early goings.
I mean, Miguel has definitely played most, if not all, of our 510 plus streams. So, and
I feel like
haven't
he's
seen
on here
Brad
every
too
time.
much. Yeah, he is. Him, Carson, Johannes. Seems like the trio right there. WSOP soon, Kirk. Leaving the 1st, so next Sunday. Hopefully, book a good win at Orange Park this weekend, and then yeah, take that into Vegas. I'm feeling excited. Feeling real good.
She's going to the semifinals.
Packing some shorts, suntan lotion,
ACC champion.
couple
Yeah,
of
all the
hoodies,
sandals.
obviously.
Oh yeah, I actually, it's funny because I don't like to wear hoodies when I play. I prefer just t-shirts or nice button-ups for whatever reason.
Weirdo.
I am a weirdo, I know. But everybody else and their moms always wear hoodies. I prefer the Zach route here in Seed 8. I just hope there's one PLO game on Saturday night. Buddy, there's been a PLO game every single day.
Yeah, just about every day. Or
Yeah. I started the movement for you guys. You're welcome.
It's all the rage.
No, no.
It is. Appreciate it, Steve.
I meant to
Watch
respond.
Jay raising it up big with 7-4. He's trying to steal one here.
Yeah, our 2 wild cards kind of getting after it, huh? 9-5 suited, 3
See
betting
it.
earlier.
Miguel lets it go out of position. Ace Jack.
Wow. A little bit of a tight fold, but once again, just don't know players.
Like a 90s.
Well, Luke flopping top pair, real good kicker. Backdoor
Very dry
diamonds.
board.
Check over to Jay, who's probably going to throw out a little C bet. Although, wow,
Say, full pot.
huge with it.
You really got aces, huh?
He's repping it.
Really got aces, call.
Only because he's bluffing. Now 6 on the turn. Open ender for Jay.
Spicy.
Does he keep firing? Turning more equity.
Is the
Might be the excuse to keep going for it. Instead, he's going to slow down. I hope to hit the river.
we're just gonna pair with deuce and Luke. Gonna check, likely check call, depending on sizing, of course.
Don't know how you can get away from it here,
Yeah, once it checks turn, it just feels impossible to fold river.
especially on such a clean turn.
Unless you go huge, like overbet 400 or 500.
So, he's thinking about it.
This is the problem with Jay's stack size. It's just like we don't really have enough to bluff.
Yeah, it feels a little bit deeper. Could have fired turn to set up a river shove.
Definitely.
More believable of a story. I mean, checking back the turn just
Kind of just
hard to
ended
put
the
him on a
hand.
monster.
Yeah, kind of ended the hand right then and there. Just never checking that turn ever. Too many draws.
Actually, he wants to fire at it. Obviously, knowing 7 high, no good. Also, the I don't think I can tell a believable story kind of problem.
Do you believe that there's a time limit in being able to bluff? Like, he's just taking so long. Makes it 325 though. Kind of makes it a little believable, but I just don't see how Luke could ever fold here.
Really think that he could have just gone real small, just to get the slightly better hands like Jack 10, Queen 10,
Sure, yeah. That
Queen
makes
Jack,
sense.
all to fold. But like it's a tiny, tiny bet.
Yeah,
That's, but Luke,
does put in the call
Yeah.
to.
Ah, good hand.
It was a valiant effort.
You call?
I mean, you got to go for it when you're sitting there with 7 high and 0 showdown value.
Yeah, absolutely. I think his go for it was right on the turn though, but you know, we could always, we see the cards.
It's a lot
versus him.
easier when you see them.
It's a lot easier. What's up, chat? How's everybody? I got Rebel, Fonchi, Colburn, my guy. Appreciate you. But yeah, tonight commentating we got Mike Kruger, OP room manager, and Mike Amberson, who is a dealer trying to learn the production side of things over here on the live stream.
Indeed. You won't be hearing much from me tonight. I'm
Just
still getting the ropes here.
Yeah, no problem. I
Always,
remember my
always
first
takes a
time.
minute to get comfy.
It really does. It's a completely different version. You know, you got to see all the whole cards, and you know, speaking from experience of just knowing the players, that makes the game a lot easier. But what's your background in poker? Do you play much at all?
I don't, and that's what this is going to be a process of learning the game from the player's standpoint.
Yeah,
as
no
well.
problem. I mean, that's effectively what Country did. You know, while he was back here, he had zero knowledge in it and just grew. So it took him just a little bit, but so does everything, right?
I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind of the beauty
it's
of
all
poker.
easy if you know how, kind of thing.
Poker's always evolving. You're always learning.
Always learning, no matter what. The check bet line is way over bluffed. Yeah, I
It
agree.
seems
completely
like
with
it.
that.
Because if
It
you have
does.
a hand, you're going to either want to eke out value or push people off of their draws on
Yeah.
the turns. Like
It's like you have to triple barrel there, no matter what. the hand is. Especially to a guy who's just like, oh, you have aces. Okay.
Yeah, I think especially once he announces the speculation,
Yeah,
you gotta
it's
maybe
kind of
go
like
for
weakness
it.
right there, right?
Oh, it seems
In a
like it.
sense. In a sense.
Especially when you're repping a hand that he's voicing.
Jack 9 deuce, rainbow board. Gotta check over to Johannes.
Imagine a C-bet is in order.
Yeah, a lot of good backdoor turn cards, but just a C-bet is gonna take it down nice and easy. There are only 2 streams a week in June.
Yeah. Well, I mean, World Series starts up. A lot of the big players are going to be flying out there throughout that month and a little bit in early July, so got to stagger down accordingly.
Yeah, most definitely. Which is totally fine.
I mean, everybody's following Kurt to go get his free buy-ins out there, you know? He said he leaves on the 1st.
We only have so many. The 1st to the 9th, come get it.
Yeah, and I get that, Steve. I'm definitely listening. I'm paying attention to what's going on here for sure.
That's what I always loved about poker in general. It's always constantly trying to learn and improve.
Yeah, always.
Whether you're at the
evolving.
very beginning or these guys on this table, I'm sure go home and study and try to improve their game too.
Yeah. One thing I can say I appreciate about Carson is we took a trip to Biloxi earlier in January together. And he final tables a high roller 2K, gets 6, and then we go back to the Airbnb and we're just talking hands the whole time. We're talking, and this is at 6 a.m., 6 a.m., because we were there railing for him. And we were just talking about it. He's like, oh, I could have done this spot a little bit better. He's like, what do you think about this spot? And we were just going over all the hands after he was playing for 12 plus hours, you know, like insane. So it's just like, it's kind of like, who wants it the most, right? Keep studying.
See if Miguel wants to slow down now on the turn. He does.
Yeah, picks up a little bit of showdown value.
Yeah, good for him. He decided to slow down since Brad hitting that ace. Probably not going to let it go.
Yeah, check yet again, and he's going to take this one down.
Yeah, I remember taking a similar trip years and years ago. Went down south with old regulars, good friends with Eddie, Joe DeChario. We stayed up late
That's a good group.
looking at range charts and just
Right.
trying to pick apart David Jackson's game because he was unstoppable and still is.
David Jackson is
That guy's
still,
so good.
so
Still
good.
unstoppable. We never figured out the answer. If you were looking for it, sorry, there is none.
These guys know some secrets that we don't.
I mean, that's what it's fun to like kind of put all the pieces of the puzzle together. Sometimes adding more people in just makes it more fun.
Yeah, you get a lot of different perspectives.
Not really.
We gotta get you out there.
And it's the fun fact of everybody plays so different too, right? So it's just like they have
Frisbee
such a
golf.
different take. Like, oh, I definitely raised there. Oh, I definitely three bet there.
Yeah.
Just like, really?
I think disc golf.
Speaking of 3-bet, we got Miguel.
These two.
Putting a nice raise. It was a button straddle on this hand.
I'll say
Always see the sizing be a little bit bigger this go around. Gets back to Jay, who puts in the call after limping in.
Not the kind of sport I'm built for.
Got an SPR of about 2 heading to this flop. Comes down 10 high.
Good parts of golf,
shallow.
and then like
Checks it over to Miguel. See if he wants a continuation about this wheel draw.
we're probably way less. Dude, most of everywhere we've gone, it's like free to play. You just go out there.
I thought something called like frisbee, like soccer golf or something like that.
With 175.
Yeah.
I used to play that at summer camp. That's a lot of fun.
I've been able to go smaller given Jay's chip stack, but 175 is going to get the job done either way.
Like a great drinking sport.
Soccer golf.
And Miguel open up a little bit here.
Sounds like a recipe
Sometimes he
for a
plays a
while.
little bit on the quieter side. He's been opening more and more. It feels like the last couple of streams he's been on.
And three betting a ton.
Yeah.
Four betting even.
Getting
with
more
some
aggressive.
marginal hands.
That's one of the games that's most popular.
Maybe he's just feeling himself because, you know, he's got his
Man can't
Nick, he's
lose.
got his Nick shirt on, and
The man can't lose.
yeah, too.
he's very good.
That looks cool.
It's in Germany. It's popular. And it's like it's also like kind of same concept. Like, but they're pretty big. It's like disc golf actually. They're huge courses, relatively speaking. And it's actually very challenging.
I thought for a second your hat was like a Yeezy hat. like a Kanye West hat. I was like, this is not what I was expecting. That was not what I was expecting from you.
As a German national, Johannes has to be extra careful.
For sure.
This is definitely a good talkative table.
I like that Carson had to break down what Yeezy was to Johannes there. Like, it's an Yeezy hat, or what?
Like, being on a huge, like, 11 by 11 soccer field, and you'd have one game of like ultimate frisbee going and one game of soccer going, and like you have 11 people, but you're playing 2 at once.
That sounds pretty
But
intense.
that is no golf, right?
That'd be fun.
Well,
That would be fun.
No, it'd be, sorry, it'd be
Simul game?
ultimate frisbee and soccer at the same time. So it wasn't really soccer. It was.
That sounds
like
awesome.
Ultimate soccer frisbee.
I'll pause the conversation as Johannes puts in a 3-bet with 7s after Brad opened. Saw deuces get folded, but now Zach with 9s.
What an interesting spot for 9s out of position.
You can easily see 7s have put in the flap. I think
Wow.
Johannes trying to pick on the fact that Brad's been so active,
Yeah.
and this is where Brad might get paid off. Instead, he's going to fold with
Wow,
4-bet.
snap so quickly. That is crazy to me. But I guess he hasn't seen Zach play too many hands, and Johannes
Zach's-
calling quickly
so-
behind, so
I was going to say Zach's been pretty quiet.
yeah, Brad probably feels good once Johannes calls. Wow.
Doesn't feel great now.
Yeah.
Flop came down ace high.
Ace, deuce, tray, 2 clubs. I mean, this is the spot we were talking about. That's what dreams are made of. That's why you bluff early on. You show that you're playing a lot of hands, right? You can just get paid off in these spots, but I can't believe you folded ace king O there.
I mean, as you play the 2-5 more regularly, a lot of 4-bets in the lower stakes are completely nutted, so
Yeah, it is just nuts or nothing, right?
breaking into the higher stakes, sometimes people start mixing in like we saw here.
Sure, makes sense. What's up, Earl? Ask Lindsay how the fishing went last week.
What happened?
She fall in? Of course, our newest dealer, Miss Lindsay Jackson there. I know Ken's already super happy to see her.
Biggest fan, it feels like.
There's a lot of fans of Lindsay, that's for sure. I mean,
all of them male for some reason.
I mean, they had to stare at Jacob and I for the longest time. So,
Ugh.
yeah, same person.
It's
I've heard.
rough. It's rough.
That is a tough one.
We see Miguel and Brad heads up. He's Jack 5. So middle pair for Miguel. Looks like he's just going to take the betting lead. Guess originally Brad did limp in here. Miguel opened it up, so C-bet's going to take it down.
On the way.
Good old limp
It is
call.
on the way. And where'd it go? Orange Park did not have it when I checked.
It'll go here, I
You know
guess,
what
right?
Danny showed up
Or
was exactly
you had
the
it.
You'll do
same one to
counterclockwise,
the.
right? You'll do
Like,
he had it, so you'll have it.
Oh, really?
So I thought that was mine, but it was just the same one that my wife ordered. Seems like even more painful. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, once again, do appreciate everybody tuning in, hanging out with us here. Coming to you live from Best Bet in Jacksonville, Florida with a 5-10 at Low-Mid Texas Hold'em game.
Yeah, 500 min, no max.
It's a Friday night, right around 7 o'clock. Might start filling up in the room behind us. Hopefully a couple people want to jump into this one and mix it up.
Yeah, usually
We'll see.
8
We'll see.
o'clock, that's when Best Bet gets active. But right now, not a lot of background noise as you usually would hear, but you know, that's because at Orange Park, a lot of people are over there.
Maybe we stole some players for a weekend.
Maybe a few. You guys deserve it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Indiana pulling it off in terms of this year.
I'm glad to be able to help fund your dealers and staff when I buy in 18 times.
Went from 6 to 18 pretty quick.
He's in New York.
Well, you know.
He is Indiana.
I brought 18 bullets, only spent 15. Good day.
Good day.
Yeah.
Great day.
Well,
The nice thing is we almost had a no shift on this stream, so this saved me at least 3 bullets. Actually, I've been running very well on 1 bullet lately, so who knows? If it's 1 bullet, that's a dream.
Just 1 bullet per flight seems like a fair rule.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
That's why I said 6.
But I think OKC is gonna be
Yeah, they're gonna pull it off.
We're talking about the Stars and Stripes tournament. Started today over at the Orange Park Poker Room. $2 buy-in, 50K guaranteed. Flight A had a pretty good showing already, so I imagine it's gonna be a fun weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Probably get close to triple the buy-in back, or guarantee.
Yeah, feels like it.
I do remember talking about buy-ins is the last 100K that you guys had. I think it was the 400, 100K over at Orange Park, or maybe 300. Carson had probably 7 bullets, and he didn't find a bag either. I don't think.
He's gonna play. He's gonna play.
Hey man, I respect it.
First baser's game, that was just insane. Comeback.
Luke's not gonna respect Zach's open. It looks like. Puts in the 3-bet.
7.3%.
Players trying to get real comfy. We're seeing a lot light 3-bets.
100 or something like that, or 1100.
Nobody's completely battling back too much yet, but I mean, less than an hour in. Already players starting to attack each other. Good to see, good to see.
Very good to see.
Is that something you normally see later in the game?
A lot of times people start getting comfortable with, okay, that guy seems to be raising too many hands, so I'm going to start re-raising to take advantage of how loose he's raising. It just becomes like a leveling war.
Yeah, we call it like kind of like player dependent, you know. So what Mike mentioned about that, and then if somebody who's too tight and doesn't open enough opens, then they're more likely to fold because they have stronger hands.
Like if you just watch me fold for an hour straight and I suddenly raise, then it's like, well, he's got aces. I'm just going to go ahead and give him no action. But if I've raised every hand for an hour straight, then you're like, well, this guy's crazy. If I get anything good, I'm just going to...
Yeah, it's
Come over
it's
the
kind of
top.
like ranging people, so you can kind of put them on specific hands, right? Like the top of the range is what we call like queens plus, queens, aces, ace king, and that's where a lot of people usually 3-bet, 4-bet with out there on the floor, I would say. But over here they mix it up a lot. That's why they're so good because sometimes they can be
called
bluffed.
balancing.
Yeah, balance exactly.
That's why you'll see a lot of them balance with like really bad hands, especially like we saw earlier, a couple of bluffs that kind of went awry, like the 7-high bluff. Like if you have the absolute worst hand you could have, then you're going to treat it kind of like some of the best hands. So that way you're not predictable to your opponents.
Keep the other players off the game.
And especially with the bigger stakes, usually it's a smaller pool of players, so you're seeing a lot of the same people over and over again, so they got to keep themselves balanced against one another. So you'll see online a lot.
All right, really quickly, we do got a dealer change coming in, so every 30 minutes, take a look at the stats. So the VPIPs are voluntarily putting in money, essentially, and this is like how many hands people are playing per hour, per half hour. So we see Brad obviously leading the way, getting very involved, raising, calling a ton, limp calling, and then you know Carson, Zach, Jay, all and Johannes all below 16%. And then the wins and losses so far. Not too much movement, nothing too
Not much
crazy.
at all.
But Zach and Luke both leading the way at 500 and plus. Johannes, Jay, Brad all stuck about 300 or more.
Haven't seen it anywhere else.
We're not, well,
We got 30 minutes in,
to happen.
as we've done on every dealer change. PLO bomb pot, double board variety coming in.
Yeah, guy in South Florida runs that all the time.
What is
This is
that?
where it gets fun.
This will
Especially if you
shake
like
some stuff
PLO.
up. Yeah.
And Annie every round, but only the small blind.
See, nobody flops a monster. I mean,
Okay.
So like every
As
hand
I said
builds.
earlier, just follow the equities. We see,
pretty tight.
yeah, it is pretty tight. Oh, that changed drastically. What happened? Jay, 5-3 deuce. Sometimes with these double board bomb pots, the top board reads on the bottom board, so the action tracker has to adjust it.
So far, still nobody nutted so far. I don't know if we're going to see anybody really fire at this.
Yeah, see Jay just with a double hard draw, some straight draws, right? But nothing.
Yeah, like a lot of draws out there. Miguel, guess he's going to fire at it. Top 2 on the bottom board. Straight draw up top with a pair.
Yeah.
Not. Guess he's just going to take advantage of how passive everybody's been. Flop and turn.
Start playing.
I mean,
Again,
position
Miguel's
is-
been
position's power.
getting more and more comfy.
You know, whenever you
Yeah, and he doesn't play too much PLO, just really on the stream whenever they do the double board bomb pots. So, like you said, just still learning the ropes, right?
3 hands in a row, everybody at the table pays you 300 each or 200, whatever it is.
So Johannes going to put in the call.
That gets wild.
He's holding the nut flush draw plus straight draw up top. Open ender down bottom.
We got a lot of family up in East Tennessee.
What did you say about parts of the city?
All throughout the East.
Pretty Rick Rivers. Let's see action. Just go check here. I'm sure Miguel's just going to be happy to get to showdown.
Did you go to Cherokee whenever you go visit them? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I mean, he done ace it.
Yep, check, and Miguel gets to scoop it.
It's right on the west. It's the west side.
That's with the scoop.
So like,
Especially for
That area.
how weak those hands are in PLO.
For school, and that's where we all go.
It's got to feel good. Rudy's saying he'll take under 10 pots being over 2K. He'll take under 9 pots. Maybe 8.
Might even go a little lower.
Yeah.
But
Unless the straddle gets on at some point, maybe. But
yeah, the good thing about this game is there's going to be a ton of 3-bets, and he'll probably get even a ton of 4-bets as
Get there
well.
about an hour and a half. Not still.
But I don't
yeah,
know,
not an
we'll see
overly
all the money.
probably not an overly showdown happy game.
Yeah.
As your tournament player, I highly recommend for the World Series stuff. It's the best circuit of the year. The best numbers,
I've already just,
best numbers and worst play there.
yeah, I've heard a lot about it. The few months I've been down here.
There we go. Miguel opening things up under the gun. Makes it 35 to go. Put down a pair of 6s. Saw Carson put in the 3-bet. He looks down at pocket jacks. Easy spot to do so. Looks like Miguel's going to put in the call for only 100. Going to go set mining. But no set for Miguel. It comes down queen, 10, tray, 2 clubs on board. Going to check it over. See what size. Presumably Carson's going to c-bet. Does fire out 90. So about 1/3 pot size continuation. That's going to get the job done. So quiet first 30 minutes, as we saw in the stats for Carson, but
Is it Royale or Royal?
a lot of times that first 30 minutes is just a little bit of hand distribution.
I think I'm thinking Fort.
See how things ebb and flow as the game moves on.
Royale with cheese. You might be too young for that one.
Say again.
Royale with cheese.
I don't know what that means.
Wow, really?
Royale with
He's like 23. He's probably never
That's
seen it.
insane.
I bet most people his age have never seen that movie. It's a line from Pulp Fiction.
Is that the one with Napoleon Dynamite?
Somebody give this guy.
All right,
that's
yeah,
the
we
one
got
where,
some movie watching to do.
I think we should have an age minimum here.
that's where Uncle Rico grows at a quarter mile for pigskin. Yeah.
That's embarrassing. You need
That
to be
is
quiet.
definitely embarrassing.
You need to be quiet.
Which one's that?
It's Pulp Fiction. It's a
Tarantino.
ensemble
You know
cast.
Quentin Tarantino?
John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, a million people.
Oh, I'm way off, man.
Yeah.
What's that
It's
movie
older. I
I'm
don't know when it
talking
was
about?
made.
The one with Uncle Rico and...
Oh, that's
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
okay,
called
okay,
Napoleon.
That's called Napoleon.
No, we got some movies to watch then.
I feel like there's so much more content nowadays. Young people don't consume a lot of stuff from like
Yeah, that's insane.
more than 10 years ago.
I just for the fun of it, I watched Reservoir Dogs.
Another great one.
Last week. And then I never seen Requiem for a Dream.
Oh,
Saw
God.
that, yeah. I was like, oh my
That's
god,
a
I was
trip.
not prepared for what I just for what I saw. Damn, that's a hard movie. And then I saw The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. The first
I've
time.
never seen that.
What?
See both in chat,
That's really old.
conversation, and the play. Carson getting a little bit more active now. Opened up this hand. Jay going to be the only caller.
My wife just doesn't like the movies I like. So like when she's gone is when I get on my movie watching.
We should have had a slumber party.
So far action continues to check through.
Cultured me.
Check. I check.
Both players just going to get the showdown with their king high. Carson's going to have an out kick and take this one down.
Pip.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm lucky that my wife and I have a pretty good overlap. Like we have things that we don't agree on, but we watch a lot of the same stuff.
You never seen Glorious Bastards? That's my favorite one.
That name really rings a bell. What's the plot?
It's a World War II film. It's
I think I
basically
have.
I would say it's a fiction World War II fan.
Buongiorno.
Yeah.
pretty sure I
This is the best line. It's so great.
Well, Brad happy to stay active in the mix, raising it up under the gun with 8-7 offsuit. Looks like he's going to keep his V-pip up there.
Tarantino film, if possible.
You seen Django Unchained? Or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Super Troopers.
Old school, that's a bit older.
I've gone through this with so many kids around his age that I play with. There's a whole bunch down in South Florida. They're like 23, 24. They haven't seen anything.
It's hard out here, man.
Okay, so last night he said he was like I didn't realize this, but he wasn't born before
9/11.
9/11.
Yeah.
I never got to go through TSA. 610 stripping.
Well, neither did I. I didn't fly. I grew up poor. I didn't fly until I was your age. I was like 23, 24 the first time I flew.
That Yuba?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Oh, cool.
It's in Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Happy's. It's a golf simulator bar, that kind of thing.
How long
Yeah,
have
I'm
you
gonna check it out.
3 years. Yeah, if you're ever in Tennessee, come check us out. It's a good time for sure.
Hey, just
flash?
Go for a nice golf simulator bar around here.
We got that. What is it? Top Golf, but I wouldn't really count that as a golf simulator. bar.
Yeah, no. Fun driving range, but
I have yet to go. It looks like a lot of fun. But having only been out on the course once or twice, I'm the kind of guy from like Caddyshack that hits it one way, but the ball goes the other way.
looks like you. Oh, it's going to be losing to Jay's king. Jay going to go for some value here on the river. Johanna selecting not to go bluff catching. Jay going to take it down.
Are you just visiting?
Yeah, my family's got a place in Palm Coast, so we come up here. I come probably like 4 times a year.
Okay.
So I try and drive up here. Remember, I'm super excited about the St. Augustine one, but it's still a little, a little smaller games. Besides, I think Tuesday they have a decent one, so I go there Tuesday.
Yeah, weekends is also good.
Oh, are
Pretty
there?
much Friday is like the only time I'll go there.
How will the games be?
We did see the button throttle put
I
on.
mean, like, well,
Once again by
on the
Brad,
way back, it's like
trying to
midnight.
force the
It's hard to
action.
say. I mean, there'll probably be something.
So far, one limper in Jay, and Brad's going to check his
off
option.
or a 1K mix,
Okay.
or maybe a 3K mix, but it's so hit or miss.
They have a 510
You never know how long it lasts.
I like to go there because that's my
One
closest.
Tuesday I went, it was like an hour and it broke, but it was good.
It's fun. I think today I saw that there might
Brad
be
did get to
510.
steal that pot away in the midst of the conversation.
I think there might
Another
be
takedown for him.
Oh yeah, you're,
This is way better. I mean, this normally they've got. I'm more Omaha, like that's my game, so I'll go do that.
Yeah, that they don't have so much in St. Augustine. They mainly have the mix.
they like to get the mix or the PLO going. Now, there is a contingent of players, so I mean, you just check the website or even the that room's on Poker Atlas, so
Yeah.
check there. And that's cool because you can see the names on the list if you start to notice the players.
Yeah. Somebody there, I can't remember his name, but he texts me every time. There's a, like when it's bigger, a good one, he's like, hey man, come over here.
It might be
Can't
game
believe
on
it.
Monday. I heard they want to try to
Oh, really?
put together.
See, I'd be if there is, I'd love to know. I'll go. I guess I can just watch the.
I don't know. I just heard they were talking about this on Tuesday, Memorial Day. I mean, I wanted to try to put something together. I don't know if it's going to happen. You can at least check online. Good luck.
Wow, after a couple limps, we see Jay just rip it. Open shoving.
What action or no?
Brad dying to get in the mix.
Love
Does
it,
give him
love
action. 5 deuce.
Five
Put in the
deuce.
call.
It's suited.
You were a little ahead.
Who's got Panda?
Oh man, oh my god, I remember that.
I think they agreed just to run it once, right? Oh, what a slutty flop.
Sweaty.
Oh, he's trying, almost dead. Trying to just a club.
Oof. GG is Jay.
Just a J. I guess he wanted the action.
Asked and received.
Sometimes you get smoked asking for it. Wow, sick one.
Yeah, same. I was trying to.
No, you're good.
Not too sure who you're speaking about there, Mikado, but I hope he's doing well. How long is a while ago? A couple months? A couple weeks?
So trying to give the people a show raise, or
Give people a show. What's that?
Yeah, we appreciate that, Brad. Definitely give us a show.
He did there.
Unfortunately, Jay got smoked.
Check.
There's always an open seat. Yeah, they don't have a seat.
Oh, wow. We saw Jack was folded on the flop. Would have made trips, but instead Luke makes an ace on the river. Although an ace-6 is already good.
Nice, a bet for value in the river now. Brad didn't ask him if he wants action, but he thought about it in his head.
He's like, I beat some combos.
He's like, I can beat some bluffs.
Yeah, some combos, not too many of
Not
them.
many.
Kicking out of diamonds? Nope.
Plus,
Chop.
obviously, ace high from Luke. A little bit happier to check the previous streets, too.
Yeah, most definitely. We're gonna try and keep this stream going. Obviously, six-handed isn't ideal, but six max, I will say, my favorite tournament I've ever played. Love
Is it
six max
because you
poker.
won?
No, actually. 6 to 8 months ago. I can't think of who you're talking about, but I really do hope that they're doing well.
Let's see, Luke and Carson, blind versus blind battle. So an ace 10-7 flop, 2 diamonds on board for Carson. Action did check until
Bink,
Carson Bink's turn.
kind of big for both.
As Luke's holding that a nut flush draw, he checks it over.
Carson going with like a pot size bet, 75 to 80. I make the king of diamonds, queen of diamonds pay to catch up on the river.
Luke does pay. I go off to a jack. Spades on the end. Gonna be hard for Carson to get looked up by Luke's king high, but see if he can find a way to do so. So he's going for the maximum. Goes with a nice oversized bet.
Yeah,
Almost 2x pot.
Luke just holding that card, so it's just like so unlikely that Carson can be bluffing here.
He's really trying to get Luke to pay him off with an ace. Which makes sense. If Luke had a draw like he's holding, he's never calling any amount, so
Why
go
not
for the max. Yeah.
Wow, he puts in a call? Oh
He
my
just read it for the
God.
nuts or nothing.
Yeah, nuts or nothing. Wow.
is there anywhere else? Like,
I don't know what to do. I think
Like Carson good.
How does he get paid off for that?
And he shows it too, which is hilarious to me.
It's like, I called you a king high.
Yeah, it's like,
I
I'll be
knew
doing that more.
I knew it was the nuts or nothing.
like it's
Wow.
public, I guess.
That is,
Don't bluff that guy.
Big games and all the team games.
yeah, that is what we call in the business a station.
And
That is me.
I know in that conversation they were talking about playing the previous night,
Uh-huh.
like in that movie convo, so maybe there's some history between them.
Sure.
But maybe Carson got a sick bluff through. Last night it's sticking to Luke's head, I don't know.
Wow.
Well, we'll
That's
see,
still
I
pretty
guess, otherwise.
ambitious. Why the 450 and the 260, right? It's pretty ambitious. Wow. Zach opening kings and Miguel not 3-betting in position here? How does he know?
Popping a set
To be fair, always an ace magnet though, right? Ace queen 10.
every time. Now Miguel firing out.
Miguel, like, please be holding ace queen, ace king here. Looks like Brad was in there with the 9-3-0. Love it. Brad's about it anywhere. I've only seen him play for 40 minutes.
I mean, he owns a golf simulator bar. I kind of want to hang
does
out
he?
with him
Yeah, I
at his
wanna hang
work
out with
or
him too.
ours.
Yeah. I'll buy the first round.
Miguel sizing up on about full pot on the turn.
Yeah, interesting spot to be in for Zach. Obviously, we have a gutter ball as well as kings, but is the price worth it? 201, 430.
You think so? puts in the call.
Cleanest of clean rivers from Miguel. These spots are so interesting to me just because it's like, how much can we bet? Do we ever go for thin value like $200, or do we just try and rip it and go for like 600, right? The max, as we say.
And he goes max.
What he's going for. Make it 800.
Praying Zach's got, you know, ace 10, ace queen.
Yeah.
By some miracle, he slow played king jack. Maybe he's got ace jack and thinks you're trying to push him off a chop. You know, who knows? Hard to put Zach on kings.
Yeah.
A lot easier to put him on an ace.
Definitely.
For that price, Zach can get out of there.
All I'm saying is this could have been a bigger pot if Miguel had a 3-bet like he has been doing previously.
Yeah, but he may have had to face a big 4-bet and had to let it go pre, so
that's
who
very
knows?
true. A lot of different scenarios. That's why poker's so fun, huh? Colburn said, man had air. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that,
king high.
that was a wild call. I don't
And
know.
blocking, I mean, having that king of diamonds blocking
just
some of the
blocking
flushes on the
nuts,
turn.
You know, just like it ranges Carson's hands down so much. But I guess, like you said, nuts or nothing, huh? What's up, Joseph? How we doing? 6-handed, no Don. Yeah, there's no list, unfortunately. We
Maybe if you drive in here,
yeah, that's true.
seat open.
Seat open. Joseph lives closer to OP side of town, so he might be over at the tournament.
It's a good side of town. Maybe somebody else here lives closer to that side of town.
Don't know who that would be. Not me.
Definitely not you. I have no clue where New Mike lives. So.
Yeah, me either.
We
the other
just
side
met.
of town. Yeah, the
We
other
just
side of
met.
town. Yeah.
Oh, you're on the other side too?
Yep, I'm an OP
Oh.
guy.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Are we neighbors?
You guys
Could
Mike,
be.
Mike and Mike with the same, yeah, neighbors.
I made that joke fully assuming he didn't live over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that blew my face.
Yeah, it blew up.
Another great read by me.
Calling station.
Colburn San Miguel's a tough one. Yeah, I think Miguel's game has really come along the last couple months.
Almost back to our original crew, everyone knew.
Yeah,
I feel like he just started kind of playing on some of the bigger games about a year ago, and slowly but surely got more comfortable, more aggressive.
This guy was
Yeah, now he grinds the biggest games with the biggest players. Here.
Quietly, too.
Remind me of Brenda when she opened at like 125.
What's going on with the camera quality? Looks like 480p. I think it looks pretty fine on our end, but the camera itself isn't like the best quality. You know, it is a little outdated. So, unfortunately, there's only so much that we could actually do. Do you have a link for when Tommy had an awful stream? No. I can maybe go back and look for it and tell you, but that was a pretty bad stream for Tommy.
I think it's funny that you knew exactly which stream it was he was talking about.
Yeah, it's like I watch so much poker and everything, but I definitely know some of the references for the bigger catastrophes, as we like to say. It's funny being like a poker guy. It's just, I remember hands from years ago.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
same.
just like years and years ago. That is just so randomly pop up in my head, or some people will ask about it. You know, just stuff that we study off of and just go over with other people.
I can remember hand histories from 15 years ago, but I'll forget the name of a guy I met yesterday.
he'll forget your name, Mike.
Like,
Yeah, I'll be
I have a
introducing
name
myself
tag
again
on.
tomorrow.
It's not fair.
And it's funny how that works out. That's what I love about him. Quiet boss moves in silence. Miguel's the man. Knicks lost to the Pacers last night, right? Yeah,
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
Two nights ago.
But they played tonight.
I think so. It's usually every other.
Yep.
2 nights ago.
Maybe
When,
Miguel can
Jim
kickstart the Knicks.
Irsay caught the ball and threw it through the
Oh
hoop.
my God. Jim Irsay.
Action flop here is Miguel and Brad both flop top pair. Luke with middle pair at the same time. Brad initiating, leading out for 75. Miguel happy to put in the call. Tread a little carefully, being out of position. Looks like Miguel gonna take the lead on the turn. Luke stuck around as well. It's his middle pair. Kind of stuck between two players here. Awkward spot. He's really giving it some thought. And Miguel check called flop and then leads turn. On what looks like a pretty useless 4 diamonds. Brad kind of reads Miguel's bet for what it is, puts in the raise. Did a little bit of Miguel trying to name his own price with top pair, medium kicker. So Brad's going to pump it up and charge. Miguel's got to let it go. So pot going Brad's way. He's been active, but looks like I believe he's unstuck at this point. Driving the action, things are going his way. Fun spot to be. Colburn says you're going to have a good trip in Vegas, so that's good.
My guy Colburn. Appreciate you.
Rooting for it. We're all rooting for it.
Hope I could give you guys sweats while you guys are on the live stream, you know? Just like last time at the GoPro.
I just hope you do it like early into being there, so that way you end up just kind of getting yourself into some trouble and come back with stories the rest of the time. You know? See all the different Instagram reels.
You'll see it quite a bit, I'm sure. Can't wait to show it. But I appreciate the love as always.
We see Brad bluffing at this one. Just air 9 high in a dream. Carson puts in the call with the 5 to the flop continuation bet. Queen on the turn, bricks on both. See if Brad keeps firing. Brad does keep firing. See if Carson can withstand the heat with bottom pair. He's sticking around. We call to a 6 on the river. Again, the player improving.
Brad gonna check and give up and probably wishes that he fired.
Yeah, he's gonna see Carson show down and go, huh, okay.
He's like, I guess I should be firing more.
I wonder if his background is a little bit more 2-5 oriented. We saw him fold that ace-king earlier. In terms of player tendencies,
Yeah.
usually when somebody calls a C bet and then a turn bet, they're going to call a river bet too. So maybe that's why he shuts down a little bit there. Like, okay, this game's a little different. It's a little different game.
Yeah, this game's going to be good.
Joseph says you're coming home with a bracelet.
Oh, I like that. That's the vision.
That's the dream.
That is the absolute
That
dream.
is absolutely the dream.
Anonymous, I found the live stream. It is streamed on April 11th with Tommy from Hungry Horse. April 11th.
Ah.
That was a good
That's
one.
the Tommy they're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, you remember.
It's funny because I remember coming over for a day where he was on the list to play and the game didn't
Yeah,
go.
that was a whole mess.
It was probably like the next day
That
that
was-
he played.
Probably, yeah.
I just remember because I remember going home and seeing like his face on a thumbnail for a video and being like, I talked to that guy.
Very nice guy. For
Ah,
sure.
I missed him playing. All right, April 11th. I have to sneak a watch.
Yeah, he got buried. He got absolutely buried. some spot, obviously some cooler spots, but I mean, like that guy loves to play. It's great.
Nice.
And here's a fun spot. Carson got a 3-bet on button 6s, 140.
I saw him and Luke battle earlier. I'm guessing there's something
There's
between
got to
them.
be some history.
Especially the way Luke's just looking at him,
Yeah,
smirking,
staring
like,
him
yeah. Especially if they played late into the night last night and the game got a little wild.
Speaking of reminding customers, what happened to No Chop Chuck, the GOAT? He still plays here very regularly.
He's still around.
He's definitely still around. I don't know if he's fired too many tournaments. He's moving up the seats, I believe.
Just changing seats.
Yeah.
He wants to get as much position on
On Carson?
Carson as
Yeah.
possible. He's like, all right, I'm tired of this. Let me move over here. But yeah, I've seen Chuck hop over to Orange Park too.
Yeah,
He
he
loves
plays
playing the tournaments.
He's been recently dabbling back into PLO. He told me on in January that New Year's resolution not to play PLO. But same like me last year. and we're just deep in it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep up the resolution at some point.
Yeah. We all failed.
We're almost halfway through the year. It's fine.
It is pretty crazy to think 2025 moving so quickly.
So we saw Brad straddle. Carson attacked it, raising big. Made it 100 to go. Brad defends, though.
Yeah, flopping a little gutty. Turn is a pretty bad card for Brad, so Carson definitely
Yeah, Carson's going to rep the ace.
rep it, and it's going to work.
When he checks flop, ace hits turn, smacks him in the face.
Yeah, but Chuck plays 2-5 mainly.
And he's still not chopping.
Yeah, still not chopping, absolutely. Greatest story ever. Just no chop. Into 90K, I believe he won.
Age restriction on the.
It's a pretty good one.
No chop.
I don't know if they confirmed that they're over 18 before watching.
Rates 35.
There's some kind of filter because I can't watch it like on my kid's tablet.
Oh, really?
yeah.
There really is? Wow.
So it must
Players
be
talking about the new YouTube filters.
That's a, check it.
So we're now at the turn. It's Johannes. Chad heads up. So far, action's checked through. Now Johannes going to fire the delayed C-bet and take it down.
Once again, thanks everybody for tuning in, hanging out, chatting with us. Got myself, Kurt Cooler, alongside Mike Anderson, Mike Kruger. Hopefully for a fun one tonight. Obviously, we always love to see the bigger games rather than a 2-2 or 2-5 stream, but this is what we get, so we're excited for it.
It's a nice medium-sized game.
It is. It is.
Like sometimes it is fun to peek behind the curtain, watching some good players play. What's more similar to what you'd see in a 2-5 game. Maybe a little bit more reg heavy, but
Definitely reg heavy.
only one way to learn.
I mean, the player pool is so small and niche, as you mentioned earlier. It's just like you have to battle against the best, right?
And once you start moving up, a little bit harder to table hop, pick the game, kind of just show up and. But what the lineup is, you know? Gotta make the best of it.
I will say that is one of the best things about Best Bet is just table selection. Being able to choose through like 4 to 5 different tables, especially 2-5, 1-2 PLO. 2-2, you have endless endless tables, it feels like. Alright, Brad getting after it. I think he put in a 3-bet versus Miguel. 325 makes it pretty sizable.
That works. Gets through Miguel.
Get it through all of them.
Run him over.
Just about 4xing it. I like the sizing. All right, 30 minutes in the book, so let's see some stats. VPIP check. Yeah, basically everybody chilling. Brad obviously leading the way.
Carson went from, last to 30% though, so he's turning things around quick.
He is. And we saw him 3-bet pretty light so far. It's losses. Yeah, Carson up to mess at 1. Jeez, Miguel chilling at 500, Zach up 3. And no other movement other than Johannes and, of course, Jay, who got eliminated. Queen V5 deuce of clubs.
I thought it was going to be dead or really big, like everybody.
I will say, dealing to Johannes last week, I think that's the first time I've ever stacked him. Like ever in the 3 or 4 years I've been dealing to him. Which is pretty crazy to think.
I was thinking people might want to play and to get ready.
We need Todd or George to sit down. Yeah, I mean, those guys carry the game, right? That's why we always have the game built.
Oh, really? There's a big accident in top for it.
But unfortunately, Todd, I believe, is out of town for a couple weeks, and George is on a cruise as we speak, actually.
Not that many people, how many wrecks travel from here to go to there?
Want that clean jersey? What is that, the Florida one?
Yeah, the one that Johannes is wearing. Johannes always donning a good jersey.
He do.
Another PLO double board bomb pot. Looks like Brad let out. He's sticking around yet. Throw to Miguel. He's going to put in the call. That's some fun turn cards. Flush coming right in up top. So Brad and Miguel both improved with the flush. Brad's is obviously a little bit better. Brad going to play max pressure, especially being trip queens on the bottom board to go with that flush up top. Let's see what Miguel wants to do.
Well, we lost the players, so maybe 550.
All right, Miguel puts in the call, so pot ballooning up. Brad's got a huge near lock on it. Miguel looking to hit a straight flush on the top board, but he doesn't. So this one's gonna be all Brad. Second nut flush up top.
What a big hand
Trips
for
down
Brad.
low.
My goodness. Does pair the board on the top though, so maybe a little skeptical, but looks like it's already checked over to Brad.
And he would just bet pot. He's going for the max. Good chance he's not scooping too.
Yeah, I mean,
Miguel sticks around so long, but
no chop.
I didn't see that flush.
Wow. So he does pot for 1750 and gets called.
yeah, Miguel looks him up light. He's gonna get the bad news that it's a scooper.
1650 was official pot.
How much?
So wow. We've seen Brad play aggressive. And that's what happens when you do. You get paid off a
Definitely.
little bit later than maybe you should in a spot like that.
Yeah, interesting spot, especially because Miguel doesn't really have anything on the bottom board, just jack, right?
Yeah,
So kind of, yeah, getting called off very, very light. Double paired board too.
action gets rewarded.
Oh, nice hand. from
Maybe we
Brad.
jinxed Miguel talking all those nice things about
Yeah,
it. on
we
the
really
Facebook
did,
channel.
huh?
It's our fault, Colburn. It's our fault.
Miguel about to get stacked. I blame Colburn.
I'm gonna give him all the cash. So 1650, yeah, I'm gonna buy back in.
Nate asking how is Steve part-time jobs winning 1,000 so quickly in reference to Carson. I like it. I like the reference. It's got a little Steve Jobs-ish look to him.
Yeah, so Miguel just paying out of pocket here. Gonna make sure it's good. 1650, that looks good to me. Yeah,
Yep.
nice hand. Steve Jobs, that's a funny one, Nate.
Yeah, definitely not like Miguel to pay off somebody that light, but maybe he just really thought Brad was full of it. He's been
I mean,
playing really aggressive.
Did you hear Brad? He's like, oh, I have a flush. I didn't even see it.
He was just betting. I think he was
Just
betting the queens, trying to
That's
push
it.
somebody off a chop.
Yeah. So the misstep just works out in Brad's favor. And, you know, you never know. Maybe Miguel saw his hand also.
Don't think any of these players are well versed in PLO. It's what makes these bomb pots a little bit fun. Kind of wakes everybody up, throws them off their game a little bit.
Yeah, my favorite is when George like double pots in. He's like, oh, oops.
Oops.
He's like, this hand's actually really bad. But he'll scoop half of it because he knocks, you know, people just fold him.
Old right answer, wrong math.
Is that one pot over 2K or is that two?
Because it's a double board. You get 2K for each board.
I mean, yeah, it was 4,800, right?
Queen 8 straight rainbow board. Nobody with much here. Brad just bottom pair. Luke just king high.
Yeah,
Throws up a little C bet.
Ooh, how about a check raise? Brad getting spicy with it. Does have the best hand here. Brad says, how's that seat change there, buddy?
He doesn't like facing heat, so I'll just start check raising now. Need to try El Mariachi.
I like Joseph because he always gives me the food rec. I haven't tried any of them yet, but I will one day.
I'll write a little note down here on this post-it note to myself about El Mariachi.
Mariachi. Oh yeah, you could go before a stream next time.
Spanish
Even
for
though you're not
feet.
here at all next
It's on
month.
Blaney. It's by my place.
Oh, that's true.
He knows it's my neck of the woods.
That's true.
I think that's Spanish for the mariachi. Sounds
I
good.
think that's a safe bet. You take Spanish too?
I mean,
in high school?
I ate tacos on here on the way here, so I mean,
Did you?
El Mariachi sounds
Those are good.
pretty good right now.
Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry. You know what I get at Orange Park every single time?
I do not.
The chicken, the crispy chicken salad.
Oh,
Every single
yeah.
time. That thing is a banger.
My,
It's like a
that's-
club,
That's my normal.
or it's like a chef salad, but
I do that with
chicken.
no olives and do a Cajun ranch for the dressing.
Ooh, Cajun ranch.
So
I didn't
good.
even know you guys had Cajun ranch.
Yep. Oh, we got some of the finest
some-
Cajun ranch.
So, okay. You're
It
putting
is
me
actually,
on.
that is my go-to. Is the chicken parmesan
I get it.
You got 2 boiled eggs in
100%
there.
of the time. Yeah, like
the
100% of the time.
with the price of eggs. To get 2 boiled eggs in there it feels like theft.
You may or may not be able to answer this. Am I allowed to get an employee discount at Orange
No.
Park?
No,
Lame.
unless you're working like Justin is tomorrow.
I'm working just on the other side of the felt.
Donating.
I pay mortgages, okay? I over tip, but that's what we do. It's fine.
Oh, bad fall by Johannes.
I've got some nits here.
Got some nits here.
Yeah, it sure does.
Check.
There's the button straddle being put on. That's why Johannes did act first out of the small blind. He didn't randomly just show his cards for no reason. So Luke actually limped in with 10s, hoping somebody would stab at it or Brad was going to maybe raise it up. Instead, it kind of blows up in his face as he's handcuffed and just checking down. Goes for tiny value on the river, which doesn't get looked up. That's what you do once again. Appreciate everybody hanging out, tuning in with us. 510 No Limit Texas Hold'em game. To you live from Best Bet here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Beautiful, sunny, hot.
It's been a hot, sunny
Yeah, Jacksonville,
Day.
Florida.
But you know,
Week,
sun's going
honestly.
down. Time to go in and play some cards. So we're hitting around 8 o'clock.
Right. This
People
is
start
the time
piling
we get
in.
all busy, and as we've been saying, we do have a $200 50K guaranteed over at Orange Park, multi-day event.
Yep, Saturday, Sunday, flights at noon and 7. Day 2 on Memorial Day Monday.
Yeah, we actually have a flight going on as we speak. It's just started at 7 o'clock over there, flight B. I was going to say flight number B, but flight B going on right now.
Some Friday night fun. Tournaments aren't your thing. We do have a huge high hand going on Memorial Day Monday. All 3 rooms, 1 to 11, 3,000 every hour. I believe.
3,000 every hour with the Royal reset in the first 30.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice. Just hit Royals and make Best Bet pay a lot.
Yeah, no shame.
No shame.
Nobody would mind.
I'm rooting for you guys. I'm rooting for me.
Love the good Royal reset.
I'm rooting for myself.
Yeah, hopefully a nice, fun weekend ahead for most everybody.
Yeah. As we said about the tournament, day 2 on Monday. So during that high hand, if you're bagging for Monday, hopefully you're just running deep in the tournament.
It's a good excuse to miss out playing the cash.
Oh yeah.
It's like playing tournament or something. It's final table. Like,
Hopefully winning
five
of like
left.
20K or so.
Good practice,
One
right?
by
A lot of good players. Yeah, we need yeah.
But then I've not done that.
When are you leaving Vegas?
I do I do most of the trips. Next week, Mia is gone, so I'm gonna be I'm gonna be home, but Mia is traveling, so I'm gonna be stuck home. But Tuesday we have a sitter, so I'm gonna try to go to the St. Augustine game, but I'm probably gonna be there later, like around 6:30 or something. I mean, if I don't get a seat, fine.
I'm sure you will. Or last one they had 2 tables, right?
Yeah, sometimes they have
This tournament season is upon us next week. World Series kicks off.
pretty good.
It's
All the
time.
tournament coverage starts ramping up. I love that time of year.
Dude, I can't believe they have over 12, or they have 12 events going on in Vegas. 12 different events going on.
Like different series.
Series events.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How sick is that?
It's a wonderful time of year. Probably my second favorite time of the year, you know.
Mike not running tournament tonight. He definitely is. Don't worry.
If you know, if anything happens, my phone will ring and I'll just hit the mute button on this.
The cash games. The best.
I'll be back there later before it's over. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. Putting my name at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I might just play like some
Exciting to see who bagged the first flight.
Yeah, that
I'll
should
get to
be.
see that later on tonight.
Yeah, that'll probably be ending pretty shortly, I'd imagine.
Usually right around now.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
Kind of comes down to some of that bubble play. Sometimes they crawl as
Sometimes
day
it's
2
a
is in the
2-hour bubble.
Well, especially 2 hour, you know, knowing that if you just find a bag, you're in the money. Especially the first flights, you can always play a later one too.
Yeah.
Kind of goals. Just find any sort of bag in the first go around. Lock up the min cash.
Yeah, I will say I played down south maybe back in November, and we were on the money bubble or the bag bubble for about 2.5 hours.
It's usually the long one.
It was a long one. We ended at like 12K big blinds, and we reverted all the way back to 2,500 big blinds. I had 58K. I started
insane
hand for
revert.
hand with 280K, and I had 58K, and I just had to fold because we came back to so many bigs, you know.
Yeah.
Wynn's got a lot of good ones.
That was
too.
Pure ICM.
That was, yeah, pure ICM, and just probably the most tilted I've ever been playing poker. And it was the night before
Frustrating.
day 2. So I had to come back 6 hours later or 8 hours later to play again.
2 pair for Brad on the end. Carson doesn't bluff at it though. Although there's a chance he might. Being first act.
Yeah, I decided to just give up after Brad called flop.
Like we buy another town. Like there are like 3 or 4 flights you can play, and then
Joseph asking if I ever worked the floor at WSOP. I have not. Haven't done it that insanity. Maybe one day when I slip up and curse somebody out in the chat and they fire me here. That'll be my move.
I'll be following you.
It'd
Don't
be
worry.
fun.
I'll be cursing them out with you.
Like I've gone out there during the SOP, but I've never worked
The
it.
cash games, you just have to actually
I always
play
thought I was just
some
going to be
players,
in Vegas at some point, and then I kind of got here and lasted way longer than I thought. More of an insane life free roll at this point, so I was like, oh, I'll move to Florida for like 2 years. They'll get rid of me, and I'll go to Vegas. Next thing you know, it's like 13 years later. It's like,
Now you're stuck.
I'm still here. Sick. I'm going to go to El Mariachi later this week. You know? Great life. It's good to run good some places.
I'm coming up on 6 years here in Florida, and I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm at 13, and it's like, oh, how?
Long time.
I feel like I just moved.
What about you, Michael? How long have you been in Florida?
Actually, my dad was in the service, so we came
okay.
back here in '81 and been in OP pretty much ever since.
Oh, wow, okay. That's quite a long time.
You've been enjoying
Little bit.
We saw Zach turn wheel draw and nut flush draw.
Yeah, basically not a turn card.
No reason not to keep firing.
doing a lot of ICM.
Actually, my graduating class was the only class that graduated at the dog track at Orange
Oh,
Park.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty neat story.
That is crazy.
You guys would not want to hear my graduation
So none of us were
class.
from here. That's fun.
Yep.
Love,
California
love this.
originally.
Love this industry.
Right? Isn't it
All
awesome?
transplants.
I think about that dealing also. Like, all these players are from around the globe, and just, you know,
That's valuable tournament stuff.
I think that's
all
why
try to do the same thing.
I
It's
fell in
awesome.
love with poker. It's just a great equalizer. Like
Have you ever done that
we
one?
see it how many times, whether you're playing at a table or on the stream or anywhere. Like 8 random people that would never sit down together sit down and just
They were advertising.
everybody's
spot
equal
for
footing,
They had like a banner up.
laughing it up. Like I just love it.
Yeah, enjoying their time. That's what I always say. Try to have a good time while you're playing. I mean, obviously, I get you're
Winning
trying to
helps.
win money. But
Winning helps.
Yeah, you're trying to win money and everything, but yeah, memories.
Wow.
After all.
Luke did put in a 3-bet, and Zach looks down at 9s next act.
We saw him put in a 4-bet earlier versus Johannes out of the small blind.
And in this formation, with how active Brad's been, it's real easy for Luke to be 3-betting light.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see what Zach wants to do.
He is going to take the 4-betting line again. Makes it 500. I don't think that's an intent to fold to jam versus Luke stack either.
Luke pretty quickly puts in the call.
Very interesting. SPR is getting so shallow.
Yeah,
One
out of
can in the middle.
position. Well,
Wow.
that's a quad.
What is going on?
Jack high for Luke, but quad,
Good night,
quads for
Luke.
Zach.
I'm sorry. Luke is gonna probably get stacked this hand.
Don't see. Zach just. I didn't think about quads.
Yeah. He's like, how much can I bet now?
But he should have no nines as the 4-better.
Exactly. I mean, he just has kings, queens, aces,
And he
and we're
goes
blocking
small.
aces, right?
He's just gonna go ahead and put in small bet every street. Try to get Luke to commit.
Yeah. Luke in such a weird spot because we're blocking some pretty top hands here. So it's just like, do we ever just check jam? Nope, just check call.
It's one of those way ahead, way behind situations.
Yep.
It feels like, right?
Yep, exactly.
Because if your opponent's got ace king, then he hits the ace, it won't hurt you.
Going June 3rd to.
So I think check call does make a lot of sense for Luke.
Might come back for the main.
Zach ever have just one move in the jam here?
I mean,
You know, they
it
did
might be a
one
check
July
back spot,
4th,
right?
so
Yeah, check back. I actually like that more.
We were talking earlier, the the bet
Balance.
check bet is so
Yeah.
over bluffed. He does try in the check back.
I like it.
I love it. I love it on there. Just
I
this
mean,
one
Luke's got
and then
about an SPR of 1. Like,
November.
if they were deeper, trying to get some of the money in makes sense. But I think as played, it's
I'm
nice.
surprised he doesn't lead.
That's just open. This now Zach can go for it all on the river and make it look like a bluff.
Stone bluff, yeah. Backdoor
Gosh,
flush
games are better,
misses.
bigger.
Straight draws. I mean, 8-10 when
Everything
it gets
really.
there, but
But he can't have 8-10
Yeah,
going
8-10's
check,
impossible.
check turn and check river.
It's great.
Looks like he's going pretty small. Just gonna get a snap call.
A lot of Europeans coming up for tournaments.
send from
So he
Zach.
went around
Just
about
quads.
They did.
600. So
Wow.
Very hard to make quads, by the way.
Zach made it look easy.
Yeah.
Swap.
Flop.
Yeah, 600 definitely gonna get called by a jack. I think maybe he was trying to get looked up by something like 10s also.
Wow.
A little bit of a smaller size.
I mean, 8s definitely peel as well, right?
You put Luke on ace jack, you might just go for it all and rip. But yeah, 8s, 10s. Things like even ace king might just put in a call. Open a bluff catch because we've seen him bluff catch light before.
Yeah, the king 6.
Wow.
Just quads.
Just quads and
Carlos.
getting paid.
The Legend of Carlos, also another crusher here.
Amen.
That plays a ton of our bigger live streams. What's up, brother? How we doing? That's always a fun spot. Just like, wow, I did not expect to wake up with quads. How much can I bet now?
Yeah, like
Just like,
oh.
I have too much.
I was preparing to see bet based on what flop came, and none of those theories included quads. When you're playing it out in your head, that's not one in there.
Kirk may not come home after winning the bracelet. I got a dog here. I got to come home.
Well, you know what they say. Home is where the bracelet is.
That's true. Hopefully multiple bracelets. That's the goal, you know?
That'd be. Then it's starting to get a little scary if you're coming home or not.
Yeah. Be like, Sage, I got to stay.
I gotta
for the
stay here.
main
I keep
event.
every time.
Sorry.
I just keep winning bracelets. I put an entry in, I won a bracelet.
I
put
came
an
in
entry
with
I won
like
a bracelet.
20K in my bank account. Now I have 500K. What am I supposed to do?
Add it to the pile.
Man, that hand earlier where you flopped the flush, you could have.
See, Brad. Just gonna take that one down for flop on the flush draw.
I did not. I had you on that strong ace. I did not have you
I
there.
was trying to get you to do something funny on that river. Getting too small.
Looks like Luke is buying in for some more chips. Gonna add on here.
Fresh off a run into quads.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, put him under 1,000 in stack. No, he doesn't want to play that short.
Flop. It could go down.
Definitely not versus these guys.
Nobody on this table wants to play short stacked. It's no fun.
It is no fun. You're forced into a lot of awkward spots where you just have to go with hands that don't play very well versus these guys.
Yeah, I'm saying. I think a lot of players at this table are studied enough to put you in a weird spot with those smaller stacks too.
Deeper the better, right? Ooh, looks like Zach now.
More branches in the game tree.
Oh yeah. 10-3, 2 clubs. 2 players with backdoor diamonds. Waiting for Action Tracker to get caught back up.
Yeah, we saw Zach flopped open-ended.
Brad is going to be the one trying to take this down, though, with 8 high.
It's not getting through Zach, calling with his open ender. Carson, second pair.
Yeah,
With a
weird
bet and a call in
spot.
front of you, you might find a fold now. Funny to be seeing him fold the best hand.
Yeah, I was going to say his hand was like 100% call versus Brad, just because of the way we've seen it play, but with Zach calling behind, it's a weird spot.
But he found the call. A brick trail in the river. Everything missed. I mean, back to where clubs missed, all straight draws missed. I mean, decent spot for Brad to fire out at rep a queen.
Yeah, I love it.
He's gonna. We know Zach's not doing anything with Jack High. Just whether Carson's gonna look him up.
Carson calls so quickly, typically, too.
He
but
said,
This is, yeah, kind of a gross one, actually.
You don't see people bluff into multiple opponents
Nice.
almost ever.
Yeah.
Brad does it and gets away with it, baby.
Not the pizza.
I mean,
don't
no,
don't get the pizza.
Don't get the pizza.
Don is on the struck, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, everything else is good.
That's
Good call.
all I was instructed to do when I first moved here was don't get the pizza, everything else is amazing.
Yeah. Now you got instructed to win the main by Joseph.
I'm
So
going to try, Joseph.
if you're going to win the main, can you sell some pieces to like some
course.
people nearby?
I mean, I guess it's hard to miss it.
Some that live in
If you're
OP or
going to win,
something.
yeah.
I would love to try and retire all of us.
Mac shrimp, chicken.
So just like, okay, so fried rice. And
No main in the plans this year, but hopefully next
Well,
year.
if you win a couple early breaks,
Yeah,
then
that's
you
it.
kind of have
That's
to.
it. I definitely have to.
Yeah. It's in your 5-year plan,
It is in the 5-year
not the
plans.
1-year plan.
It's in the 2-year plans, hopefully.
Some of the Asian stuff is good. The noodles and stuff. Yaki udon. Wow.
Johannes loves the skewers. He will say the chicken yakitori for sure.
They are. That is good.
It is good stuff.
like you said, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, can't really go wrong with that. Fried rice is.
Yeah.
You forget about it, honestly. It just gives you a massive. It's like it's twice as much as here for like the same price or less. They got the food. The food there is
And
priced.
they have like a happy hour too.
The food there is priced so cheap. I'll get like a wrap and those sweet potato waffle fries, and they'll be like.
Anybody hear what
they'll
they're
be
talking
like
about?
$9. I'm like, okay, great. Like,
I don't know. I didn't hear.
oh yeah, and it's a little fatty, but if you really have, they got this like cinnamon.
Well, Brad and Johannes both flopping top pair.
It's fire.
Johannes
Sometimes I try
obviously
to resist it.
out kicking,
Like, it's really good.
but checks through.
Somebody
It's like,
go back and let us know.
I have no clue what place they're talking about.
I heard happy hour.
I am, yeah, happy hour, sweet potato fries. I'm in.
Yeah, they got cinnamon butter.
It's just like that.
You had me at it's good. All right, Brad, bet's turn. Johannes obviously calling.
Them chicken tenders that are something serious there. Where,
Oh,
here?
yeah.
At Best Bet? Yeah, they're pretty good. Hamburger goes dumb. I love it. Ooh, Brad.
Yeah, Brad's gonna be betting for value. Hard not to think his hand is best the way this thing played out.
Yeah.
Check through and flop.
Yeah, honest. Just gonna call. Yeah, not gonna win this one.
A kicker war.
Kicker props.
The word has a meaning. It means like one, beaten by one, I think.
Yeah, tips is
I know it's on dice, like the thing. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, the markings on the dice are paired.
I don't know if it's true about the main where they're trying to ban cell phones and laptops being on the rail. You know, how they just look up all the solvers essentially, but I think that'd be amazing.
You haven't seen all the rule changes that came out?
I haven't seen.
Oh,
I
a
haven't
ton
read
of
a
rule
lot of it.
changes
I've
just
seen
came
a couple,
out.
but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, as a Ched.
It's gonna be fun to see how everything gets implemented.
Shane-O, what's up, Shane? How we doing? Where are we flying to next, or where are we at, rather? Good pilot Shane, who is an absolute grinder.
Maybe it's just a fake one.
Alright, looks like there is a button straddle. Luke just gonna call out of the big blind. Brad.
We've seen Brad putting on that button straddle almost every orbit.
Yeah, respect it. He's been so active. As it looks like he's gonna be raising here. Yes, 9 deuce, baby.
Goes big. Just trying to blow Luke off of a hand like he has in Jack 10.
Bluff with it, bluff with it. It looks so new because I think
Put marginal hands in such a bad spot. Wow, he's going for the limp 3-bet.
Whoa.
What a line.
Brad snap folds. So Luke's starting to really step out. More and more active.
Maybe a little bit tilted. Maybe noticing what people are playing a little bit more now. Could be anything. Just left Hawaii Land and Santa Ana for the night. Nice. Coming back home and grinding. I heard there's an OP tournament waiting for you. Lineup isn't the most fun. Yeah, I mean, it's just a tough lineup. That's what it comes down to, right? That's what it all boils down to. It was tough to even get the game going, but we got it going. So 6-pack's not a bad place to be. Best bet a little bit more, best bet Jacksonville, I should say, a little bit more quiet tonight than usual, just because of that OP tournament we did mention.
We stole them.
Back Sunday, perfect. We'll
Kirk was bragging about 18 bullets he's taken to OP
All right,
on Sunday.
6. I was just thinking we might have tonight off and I might go fire some, but it's okay. Do you know how many entries there are currently?
I do not.
What kind of room manager are you?
One who didn't pack his laptop.
That's the first.
Work laptop. All right, trips for Luke on the King 5 flop. He checks it back, getting a little sneaky, checking it from the button, especially with 2 clubs on board. Trying to under-rep, praying somebody's going to stab. Nobody does. Checks through again. 2 diamonds now, and Brad live. Fortunately for Luke, I don't think he's going to get any action. Well, that's what I get for saying that. Miguel snaps with 4s.
Yeah, Brad's going to have to fold that flush draw so often there.
A little surprised to see Miguel call 4s with 2 players still to go behind.
Me also, it's very light.
Pot size bet, just snapped it. And maybe Miguel's getting a little more and more active. Carlos pointed out playing the Jack 4 suit in the cutoff earlier.
A little disrespectful. It's funny. He did just stack off in the double board bomb pot.
Yeah, true. Are we seeing a maybe slightly tilted Miguel?
Luke going for all
Does he
the.
get unnecessarily sticky?
Wow, it looks like he is. My goodness. Luke plays that beautifully. Got all the value. Both
Said
flush draws miss.
Maybe being a little stuck gets in Miguel's head. We haven't seen him.
He doesn't get stuck very often.
Yeah, we haven't seen him stuck recently. Maybe we just haven't gotten to witness it. Maybe he was watching highlight videos of the Knicks losing the other night, just all tilted up. We'll never know. I think Miguel's reading that Luke was tilted, possibly. So it's hard to know.
Yeah.
Definitely hard to know which way it was going.
We can play this regularly. Sure.
Yeah, we can just play it.
Oops, indeed.
There he is.
Okay, nobody's looked, so you want to go ahead and actually buttons in a row. Let's just do it.
Yeah, we'll just do a hand.
Okay. We're doing bump pot next time.
Okay.
So we're on this one. You can catch that. Buttons in the eight. Fold 4, raise 35 from 6. Everybody folds.
All right, after a quick raise and take, I believe we will be on to a double board PLO bomb pot. They've been doing it every dealer change.
That's why you want to
Double board variety splices things up pretty good. In the last one we did see Miguel get stacked, so we'll see if this one can bring anything chaotic or it's going to remain quiet, as things kind of have been.
Not run it as bad as Kai, that's for sure.
I wish he was here. And I think you'd have said it too.
I can't have myself though because like you say something that I just
Doesn't look like anybody has a hand worth taking the betting lead. Action's going to check through. Well, cold flush comes in for Miguel up top. Might see him fire out. Decides not to. Brad also hit that flush up top. It's on the weaker side of things, but he's going to fire nonetheless. Maybe he thinks it's best since actions check through to him. Luke putting in a rather light call, just 2 pair up top. Not too much going for him on the bottom. Obviously Miguel happy to put in the call behind. Wow, Brad now filling up top. Checks it on through to Luke. It just checks it back. He somehow, some way, actually is going to chop this thing up with his 4 on the bottom board. You heard him even say, "I don't think I'm good." No reason that he would think he is, but. Wow, Luke actually mucks his hand there.
That's what I was thinking. I
Kings
was
and
like,
deuces one?
yeah, he just had a deuce.
I had a 4.
You hear him realize it now. Oh no. He wasn't already tilted up, and he's probably going to be after that.
me. I have. Okay.
Luke misreading somebody's hand there. I thought that his 4 was no good. Actually lets it go and mucks it, realizing it pretty much right away. Oops.
$425 mistake. Damn.
Just be glad it wasn't a bigger one.
Yeah.
I've made some bigger mistakes.
So they are humans, after all.
You got off cheap on that one.
My parents still like said this was also 1025. The guy said stall. I don't know. 4K or something. 5K. Never played a moment at this time.
And I'm in the middle.
4K
Kinda see it on
I'm
Luke's
explaining
face.
how the rules work.
Not happy with himself.
I can tell everyone was looking at me like expecting me to turn it over. I was like,
I'm looking like they really have nothing on that board down there.
Yeah.
I had a fucking 4, so
Well, Brad
I guess I should have potted it. And I
hitting 2 pair. Going to crack Miguel's kings, it looks like.
Check. It happens all the time. I can check.
Barring a board pairing river, and well, board does pair. Miguel's going to get to take it down.
What'd I miss?
You missed a guy muck a winning hand,
Oh,
and then Brad almost cracked Miguel's kings, and that's about it.
I'm assuming the guy was Luke.
Yeah, you can,
Did
if
he?
you had to take a look at the table and pick
Yeah.
which guy is upset right now.
Sounds like the guy talking.
His eyes still kind of rolling, and
Have you ordered your blackened mahi yet? Not yet, not yet. But I am getting a little hungry.
I do the
so-
black and mahi all the time. It's
So
pretty
good. So
Yeah.
good. We like order the same thing. It turns out.
Food?
Yeah, food wise.
I like food.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
Food is good.
Food is amazing. It's my favorite. It's probably my #1 most spent money on. You know, that's what I do.
It's the biggest leak.
It is the
my
biggest leak.
Yeah, it's my biggest leak.
That's for sure. Hard not to.
You gotta have at
Carson
least
cackling.
1 or 2 leaks.
Not the Jeff Hunt laugh. Love that. What are you doing, Carlos? You're not playing tonight?
Yeah, seat open, Carlos.
Seat open.
Well, button straddle on again. The lines are going to let it go. Miguel going to make it 100 to go with the 10-9 suited. Carson going to put in the call, and we're going to see Brad get out of there. It's down ace, queen, deuce. Miguel electing not to c-bet into Carson. Now he's going to throw out a delayed c-bet, and it's never getting through as Carson adds nut flush draw to go with his second pair.
I will show some stats after this since I just stepped out of the room. assuming we didn't show any.
No.
Let's do blocking. You can also get
Howdy do, Slim Jim.
I learned this lesson like
Bink.
3 weeks ago.
Nut flush for Carson on the Riv.
Didn't need it, but Miguel gonna check and give up here.
Something they
Slim, what's good, Slim Jim? How we doing?
never not show your hand.
How much can Carson bet? We saw him overbet largely one time. This time goes for all the value with the stones.
Carlos says he's just going to go book a small loss on some Italian food instead of this game.
Good leak. All right, here are your B-pips for the first hour and a half. Got Brad, of course, leading the way, 64%, playing pretty darn well with the absolute garbage that we've seen. It's been amazing. He's leading that as well. I'll show that again after this hand.
Yeah, but you're chopping with somebody, so.
Yeah.
It's my share of the chop.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
Short version is Brad's up the most while playing the most.
Yes.
VIP.
That's actually
MVP of the night.
never really happens. It's usually you're stuck.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Usually you're on one end of the spectrum or not.
But those are your wins and losses. Brad exactly the way. Miguel stuck full buy-in of 3K. About 800.
The only player we've seen get it all in and get stacked has been Miguel.
Yeah, we did say Ray earlier on, but that was for $900 or even less than that, right?
Do I order? Do you want me to just reorder the
Looking at the chat, Rebel and Joseph. Yeah, everybody knows me too well.
fried chicken bowl?
But I appreciate y'all. You guys are OGs, keeping it real.
Yeah, black.
Slim Jim packing for Vegas. Good luck out there, man.
Thank you.
Hopefully you beat everybody except for Kirk.
He luckily he leaves right before I get there, so we weren't getting
So
that
yeah, beat
aspect.
everybody then.
Yeah, beat everybody.
Following your lead.
This guy does slot live streams sometimes on Instagram Live. It's awesome. Although I will say I might be the bad luck for him because the 2 times I've tuned in, he has not won.
I know. So, Kirk the Black Cloud.
I might be. Is that Tool saying steak quesadilla is where it's at? People do like that quesadilla, man. Jacob being one of them, he orders that all the time. It do slap though. I mean, best bet food is just real good poker room food, to be honest. I don't know what they do. Don't know what crack sauce they leave. And
Crack.
crack.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Sounds expensive.
What time?
I'll leave some for you, Kirk. Thank you, Slim.
All right. Wheel draw for Zach. Let's see if he wants to put out continuation bet. Sure enough, he does.
Easy bet and take.
Yeah. More poker than slots this time. All right.
Sounds pretty good.
This time, like the quantifier.
Stopwatch step fast. Johannes needs food.
Fancy Italian also sounds fantastic. We getting hungry here or no?
Yeah, like cheap Italian doesn't sound good, but fancy Italian sounds great.
Well, you know, I could always go for some Olive Garden.
If you're gonna splurge, it better be on like good stuff.
What is it called out here? Cthulhu's, I think, or there's a nice fancy hole-in-the-wall Italian restaurant, but it's good.
Not bad.
I mean, relatively.
There's a lot of good ones.
What was I didn't say? Sixes?
I haven't found too many big out here.
Yeah, I have a hard time finding a good Italian
That's what I'm
restaurant,
saying.
like authentic Italian.
I will say also Mexican food out here lacks, but that's me being from San Diego. My high standards.
Vito's in like Fruit Cove, Jillington Creek. That one's real good.
Oh, interesting.
It's right across the water from Jillington Fish Camp. I'll give that one a shot. That one's good.
What is it called again?
Vito's.
Vito's?
Yeah.
I'll have to write that
Real
down.
authentic, delicious Italian.
There used to be a mom and pop owned place right across from the high school. Very short lived, but man, was it good. They were from,
I didn't
from
read that.
Naples.
Yeah, Jess, if I want good Italian, I go just right across, sneak over to Vito's. That one's so good.
We'll have to look at that one.
It's old Italian, family operated like spot, you know.
Super OG.
Yeah.
It is sad the turnover of restaurants from COVID to now.
I don't want tired of chains.
Yeah. Chains are not it. Dulce and Mandarin is good.
All right, here we go. Bring out all of the options.
Come on. That's why we like chat, man.
Educate us.
4-4-3-5. It looks like 5.
Yeah, everybody with a
even.
straight draw here.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. This is a poker stream, but it's also a food channel.
You know. So we care about poker, food, gambling,
Brad did
football
take that.
when that's back in season. You know, all the good stuff
Oh
to talk
yeah,
about.
definitely, most definitely football when it's in
Like right now,
season.
it's World Series of Poker like season. Then it's football season.
Yep. Little poker sprinkled in here or there. Looks like Johannes gonna be asked to be dealt out as he finishes his food.
Just deal me out in orbit while I scarf this down. I mean, it's six-handed. You are gonna have to be a little bit more active.
Definitely.
A little bit different than a full table where you can kind of
Yeah.
sit out for a few hands while you eat.
Screw me up.
Yeah,
Oh man, that was big.
You got, think Nick's gonna win 2 games?
I love it. I was like, man, I'm.
They're losing already. Right? I don't know, man. Okay, I'm hoping.
They need to, maybe.
I know they need to. I bet on them. I mean, they're home. It's fixed, man. I don't feel great.
After that last game, you think they're gonna be.
Last.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a backbreaker or what. It's just.
I think they're fuming, coming out hot tonight.
It's hard to keep up with that pace.
They do go hand in hand, Steve, but you better not be eating chicken nuggets at the table with your hands and touching the cards and chips. All right,
and
that's
was-
to everybody.
Was that an intended pun?
Yeah,
I love
you can
that.
put
It
one
is
in one
funny.
hand, one in the other.
It is funny. It might be my allergies, Carlos. I don't know. Can't really breathe through my nose at the moment.
The series is almost over already. If I was testing that shot. Race 35.
We got an open from ace-9 out of Luke. Looks like he will be heads up against Brad, defending his big blind with a 7-4. Brad's not letting things go too easy for anybody.
Literally thought someone else joined the stream.
Oh yeah, his name's Mike. Not me, the other one.
They're talking about Kirk's southern accent there.
That is funny.
I think Carlos did join a little late after the introduction was already made. So
Oh yeah, so
out of nowhere, he's like, "Who the hell's that guy?"
it's like you developed a thick accent. What happened? But yeah, in the booth tonight, you got myself, Kirk the Cooler, alongside Mike Kruger and Mike Amberson. Mike Amberson, our newest member, training to be the production side of things here on the live stream.
That's me.
New
That might
voice
be the
with a
southern accent.
Yeah,
you
I say
heard,
new voice with a southern accent.
I don't know
Ride
what
Mike.
you're talking about.
There's only a 300.
What do you mean accent?
It's only six-handed. I feel better.
I wrote down Dulce in my notes and Vito's.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go check it out.
They put on the Frozen song, there you go.
Yeah, taking over the, maybe country spot. Who knows? Since country's last week is next week.
Cheers.
Honest with the classic fried rice, it looks like. Seems to be the favorite for most people here in the room, which is very, very good. Which also you wouldn't think about in a poker room setting.
Right? And our sushi here.
Sushi,
I mean,
delicious,
best
fantastic.
sushi in Jack's like 2 or 3
Might like
times
it,
over the
yeah.
years. Yeah.
I moved down here and never saw that once before and thought it was the craziest idea.
I thought
And then
so
I ate
also.
it and I was like
Like,
using
this is
chopsticks
amazing.
and not touching the
Yeah.
cards. Like, this is the greatest idea. It was like, saw it when I walked in and was like, that's dumb. Ate it, went, that was smart. Like, just like immediately
Instant
fold.
mindset change.
You want to know what else is sick? Is Brad just goes for the check raise with 7 high versus Luke
Got him.
here and gets it through.
Yeah, he's used that check raise against Luke a
Yeah.
couple of times now.
Blind be blind too.
Maybe he's got a read on Luke folding the check raises.
Check raise is usually pretty strong, but if you use it too much, maybe you start getting called a little lighter. But in that case, worked out beautifully.
All right, Joseph, good luck heading over to OP. Good luck getting me to hand you 35K. Somebody might hand out 35K, but that'll be on Monday. And
Do you know what happened?
probably won't be me.
69K for the.
I'll be the one
Silverback
typing your name in the
86.
background, though. You know? This guy won.
Yeah, Mike's like, I will not be doing any of the paperwork that comes along with it. Thank goodness. Besides signing.
I prep all of it.
Oh, you already put your hand in it.
Yeah.
Might as well pay him out then. He'll take cash.
Got a good team. I take care of some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and then they usually crush out of the park out there.
What a good manager.
According to some people. Depends who you ask.
Ace King suited versus 10-9 suited. Zach gonna fire out 100 as a little C-bet on a paired board. Luke not going away yet. Thinks he can turn some good cards, but that one not so very good. Jack, Jack, Deuce, Deuce now. Double flush draw does come up.
Yeah, no need to really do anything but check for Zach. Ace high gonna be good so much.
Yeah, get a bit of pot control. Probably
Question. So what's the question of whether Luke wants to go after it or not? Holding 10 high can't be good.
He's gonna go for it. Makes it look pretty value heavy. I think 150 and a 475. But Zach finds it quick.
Just trying to get Zach off of anything that's like queen high or king high.
Yeah.
You're not going to get an ace high to fold too much.
Definitely not the way that hand played out.
Where's get some better hands to
going?
fold.
Country's going
All
on his
around.
own venture, yeah. He's gonna be selling a lot of his merchandise around all the anime cons and stuff like that. So we wish him the best of luck.
Always had a hobby, trying to turn it into a full-time thing.
I mean, that's the
Obviously,
dream, right?
that is the dream. It's what most people kind of get into poker to do.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
my dream.
It's a fun hobby, and you kind
Winning a
of
bracelet.
pray you can spin it into a full-time thing. Well, Brad really mixing it up, putting in a 3-bet with the 8 tray. Not 3-bet. It's good enough to take it down, it looks like. Really mixing things up. Trying to get him shorter handed, and he's just going to ramp the aggression up even more. Luke's turn to open things up. Suited connectors this go around. 5-4 hearts. Everybody just gonna let it go.
You're actually eating slower than I expected.
Maybe I'm eating fast.
Yeah, it must have been packed in there.
We missed a lot of variety.
Us fat Americans, we eat,
We normally choose
that would have been gone if it was me.
I hope next off it I'm back.
You good?
I'm just messing with you.
I know. I kind of want to play too, I think, but Brad's about to be out this next. Too much work to come a little bit. This history doesn't stay here.
Hey, if it's with a 4, don't keep playing. That's my biggest pet peeve at home games, though. They'll order like wings. And then, you know, like nobody washes their hands. They're sitting there.
We're just talking about playing and having your hands
Yeah,
Kills me.
that's tough.
It really kills me.
I've heard a story about this lady putting a chip in her mouth. I was like, how nasty you have to be. Oh.
Things you should not do.
Right?
Sound like a lady to me.
Wow, Brad picking off a bluff with just king high here. What's up, Zach? You just can't bluff this guy.
Play it a little more than that.
Oh, I got a jacket.
Chips.
How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
How you doing that game?
I seen the line on the shit.
Yeah. I've been trying to organize the game. It's weird.
Joe's asking, if you get the bad beat, they take taxes, would you pay them when filing? That is generally, almost nobody wants them taken out up front and would prefer to wait till they file. I believe you do have the option to have them taken directly out when it's hit. I would say 99% of the time, people, you know, would rather let their accountant do it at the end of the year. Might as well take that money and earn interest on it in the meantime, you know. That bad beat has been creeping up. Hasn't hitting quite a bit. Just keeps slowly climbing every day. Been nice to see. Hopefully we'll hit it. Have it hit the 100K mark soon. Hasn't done so since being uncapped.
From the 6th.
That's where I see Johannes jump back in, fresh off finishing his dinner. Straddles in. That's why we saw the button act first there, pre-flop.
75.
Raise 75.
Brad not going to give him a walk, raising it up when it folds to him. Makes it 75 to go with Jack 9 of diamonds. Johannes going to defend with the King 6. Getting a little sticky, just like the rice he just finished off. Flop comes down ace, queen, 5, rainbow board. Brad's going to c-bet. Now Johannes going to let it go. Brad's just applying max pressure in every spot tonight. Been fun to watch. It's been working, so can't imagine it's going to stop anytime soon.
Why fix it if it ain't broke, right?
Yeah, until somebody actually, if you see the table start to adjust, then you're going to slow down, but we haven't seen too much adjustment being made by anybody.
Raise 35. 6.
Brad folds pre. The first time in a while, and immediately Johannes looking down at ace king, Luke with pocket 8s, and it goes raise and 3-bet. Action folds all the way back around to Johannes. Eyeing up the chip stack from Luke there. Probably debating on what size to go with 4-bet.
Do I know?
There it is, makes it 400 to go. Does Johannes. Interesting spot for Luke. I haven't seen a lot of 4-bets tonight. Let's see what I make of this. See him do a little bit of accounting there, just getting a full assessment of his own chip stack. Maybe debating on a shove. Not quite getting the right price to set mine. If he thinks his 8s are behind a bigger pair. One of those spots where every option kind of feels wrong. And in the end, he's going to go with the shove. So all in from Luke. A 5-bet shove. It's like Johannes giving a lot of thought. Feels like he's committed, but obviously we haven't seen any 5-bets yet tonight, so it looks super strong. You're facing the first one.
5-bet jam. Yeah.
Yeah. It went open, 3-bet,
4-bet 400.
4-bet.
5-bet 2300. These spots are just like, man, did I really run into aces and kings? Aces or kings?
Oh, yeah.
When I'm blocking aces and kings. Or maybe it's just like I don't really want to flip for my whole stack right now, right? But the beautiful part is we can run it twice if they wanted.
8 times?
2 times? Alright, looks like they are going to run it twice.
Did you push call? Did you take a 2 times?
Yeah.
Johannes looking like he's going to win this first run out. Well, don't exactly want to see King on the River here, Johannes. Take some of your or takes that and out away. Looks like, well, some counterfeit outs. Wow.
King again.
Wow. Kind of dumb spot if you don't know 8-8 is. I mean, I'm sure he does. I'm sure Johannes definitely knows that spot, but
He had some brain fog after scarfing down all that rise. I don't know.
maybe a little fatigued. I think
This game also has played a little bit tighter, so not seeing any 5 bets maybe threw him off.
Is that guy coming in? Oh, no.
Johnny?
The guy that came over was talking to you.
This guy that sat down right there.
GG's to Luke. Didn't run the greatest.
Omaha guy, right?
Also
Yeah.
didn't make really the best
I thought he
calls,
was
but
joking
you
around, but I
know,
wasn't sure.
Yeah.
easier to say that since we're seeing the cards.
He's who taught me Omaha. You probably even remember me though.
Why hasn't Johannes snapped? Yeah.
Florida State.
Took him a minute, but he found it.
Some casino.
Yeah.
Some casino there. Yep.
If he didn't take his time and he snapped, he probably misses both boards, you know?
Yeah, he played for like 20 years. I think.
Wait, what?
He's been playing for a long time.
Poker. Okay.
Yeah. I'm from Tallahassee, and so he's.
Okay.
I have a good friend that we play with him a long time. We're good friends with him, so it kind of made me good friends with him.
And we did see Brad fold ace king to a 4 bet earlier, so
Talking about Willie?
Yeah.
never know, I guess.
That's true.
Might have been a chance Johannes folded that. I don't know.
Very unlikely. I think the Luke stack was just a little too short to fold to
Last time I was
that
here, I
5
told
bet.
He also sized the 4 bet to
card or something.
kind of get Luke to stick it in, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's why it was a little...
I think it was like,
I thought he sized it to snap.
yeah, I felt like, yeah, this is exactly what I'm planning for. Oh, shoot, it actually happened. What do I do now? I believe it'll be another butt straddle. And it looks like it's Carson and Brad yet again. Alrighty, let's show some stats yet again. We pip check, of course. Obviously losing Luke, unfortunate. Gonna run the stream 5-handed for a little bit. But we do get another player coming in probably in about 10 minutes or so. So we'll be back to 6 max. And then wins and losses, Brad leading the way, so at 3K. Zach 2K. Johannes about 2K.
Oh yeah, I will have to buy.
Miguel still stuck 3.
Yeah, Luke stuck 3,700 as well. Brutal one. Those are your stats for that last half hour.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Give me the other. Give me the top one.
Yeah.
There we go.
I also think this is more fair to me, but
No.
We get reduced rate.
Thank you guys. Thanks, yeah. You guys about reduced rate?
So it should be 11 total if you're taking.
Wait, that's 4, right? Everybody else?
Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry,
I'm good there. That's good.
So slight adjustment on it, but it looks like they did go off to the double board PLO bomb pot, as they've been doing on every dealer change. And Johannes flops middle set on the bottom board.
So, trying to get the action tracker caught all back up. It looks like Johannes did fire 75.
Zach gonna put in the call. He's got, king for top pair down low, plus straight and flush draws up top, along with a pair of 6s. come down. Queen giving Zach a better 2-pair on the bottom board and adding another flush draw on that one as well. Johannes still obviously in the lead with middle set down bottom.
Open it up top.
Yeah, he fires full pot.
75, yeah.
475 is the pot number.
Can't imagine Zach's going to go anywhere. How strong that hand is.
Just proves.
Equity on both. Draws on both. Just very live. But after Carson lets it go, just be heads up to the rivers. No spade on either board for Zach.
Wow. Johannes going to scoop with just 8s on both board, which is pretty gross.
Johannes is going to blast off, I would assume. Hoping to push his opponent off of a chop. Ten was not the worst card to see up top, right? Oh,
King Queen on that
ends
board.
up checking it. I'll be happy to.
I mean, I guess we
see
do
that he
get
actually
scooped by like
scoops
Jack
it.
9, right? That's a hand that scoops us in both boards.
Really thought he might try to push a player off of a chop since, you know, just 8s up top shouldn't be good most of the time.
Wow. That fried rice really came to work.
Okay. Scooping it.
That's a fun spot. PLO is so fun. I love it.
5 blue, 5 pink.
Are you any good at it?
No.
No.
Actually, I think I'm better at PLO than I am No Limit Hold'em Cash, which is pretty silly to think about.
Really good. Good recommendation.
Yeah, you like it?
Like the chicken and shrimp. That was
I always like protein. You know, so
Yep.
I think in the last 2 years I have more hours in PLO Cash than I do Hold'em Cash.
it's quality.
So do you guys play together like every Friday typically, or?
I mean, we use it a lot.
Yeah.
It's my first time playing.
And then you guys and gate
Oh,
some
really?
gates.
Let's do the date. Yeah, that one, the middle one. I don't want to watch no NASCAR. I don't like seeing cars go in circles.
They're turning left. Kid, I kid. Looks like we're heads up between Carson and Brad. Seems like
Yeah, Brad button straddled, Carson open, Brad defended.
seems like
I've seen that a lot.
$100 and a call. Comes Jack 8-6. Both players catching a little piece of this.
Yeah, middle pair Carson, bottom pair Brad.
Brad has a lot of good turn cards there you can see. Obviously any 7 or 6, but could turn open-ended. Or gathered ball rather. Oh, turns 2 pair.
You called it. A lot of good turn cards.
A lot of good turns. And it's going to check over to Brad, who's going to fire out and probably get paid off just because of how active he's been. He definitely has like a lot of 8-9s in his range, I would say. Maybe even some random 5-6s. Well, 5-6 against there.
Yeah, card slowed all the action down to a grinding halt.
Yep. One liner on board, and Brad's going to scoop another one. Wow, he's amassed $8,500 stack. It's tough to do against these guys.
Yeah.
I haven't counted. I'm sure.
Brad's just been crushing them.
Good for Brad. I didn't hear where he's from, but I know he said it's his first time.
Tennessee.
Over here, right?
Tennessee.
Nice. Very nice.
Said he comes in a couple times a year. He's got family in Palm Coast and sneaks up every chance he gets. He owns a bar / golf simulator called Happy's. The hat that he's wearing. So. In case you're ever in Tennessee, play there.
Heads up.
So Miguel and Brad go heads up to this flop. Miguel out flopping, hitting second pair. Brad electing not to c-bet the ace high. But he didn't as he's trailing Miguel's 7s. Miguel's turn bet. I'm going to take this one down. So, once again, thank everybody for tuning in and watching along with us. It's 5-10 No Limit game. We're coming to you live from Best Bet here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Most definitely. Been a good learning one for sure. These guys are all very top tier players, obviously. We'll be back here tomorrow with 2-2 No Limit Hold'em Deep. Saturday at 4:15 Eastern time. I believe there's a big old list for that one. You know, those 2-2 players like to get pretty wild. Usually I'm pretty familiar with most of those names in 2-2 and 2-5, but I actually don't know too many of them tomorrow. I think I know 2 names on the initial 8. So that bodes pretty well.
Could be a wild one.
Could be an absolutely wild one.
You got outs.
I always got outs. Never drawn dead, Mike. It's like Johannes turning a king. And Johannes gonna check again. Maybe force Zach to put out a little bet. Nope, gonna check behind.
It's like third pair for Zach. Just happy to get a showdown. Johannes been a little bit quiet tonight. Not the guy you necessarily need to bluff against.
Yeah, now Johannes makes 2 pair and he's gonna check again.
Zach never went for it.
Gives him rope, but he didn't take it.
Can't blame Johannes for trying to give him the rope. Obviously wouldn't have called a value bet. Check-in was maybe the only way to get some chips into the middle.
You were the original group now.
What now?
The original group.
Oh, yeah.
What showed up.
Yep.
Yeah, at least for a few hours we extended a little bit.
It would be fun to see Brad compete with like a George Wolf and a Todd.
Yeah,
That'd be a fun dynamic to
I
have.
feel like he would be fun in that mix.
We have like 20 people here. They want to play for taps.
Yeah.
No one shows up. It's kind of, really never know.
Yep.
I mean, if you look today and they're only like in this, and a few hours before they only like 8 or 9 people.
I knew Eddie, it was going to be a slow night when Eddie sent me a text like, oh, there's only 9 people on the list, and he was part of the list. And he seemed hesitant to come.
There we go. We just got to talk about it.
Welcome.
All right, player in.
Huh? I think they want you to sign your life away.
Sign your life away. We have seen him play on the stream once or twice earlier on in the year. But I believe he's only buying it in for about 700 or 800 is what I saw initially.
Just move over with a stack from like 2.5 or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
I'll take a shot.
He came over and was just like, "What's the buy it?"
Looks like a soft
Is this
game.
good enough? And he's like, with a Heineken in hand.
Soft lineup.
He's like, I would own this lineup. So hopefully he does do some damage. Queen 3-3 deuce. Looks like Miguel bet 60. Carson gonna call with just jack high. Queen on river. And Miguel's just gonna give up and say 6 high, not very good. And Carson just might feel like he has to bluff at it with jack high. But the good old bluffing with the best hand we've seen time and time tonight.
The bluff worked.
Quote unquote bluff.
Quote unquote bluff. Is it like if you haven't value owned yourself like ever, then you haven't value bet enough? Like if you haven't bluffed with the best hand, you haven't bluffed enough?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And I value on myself a lot.
Well, he gets rewarded for coming over this table. Waking up with pocket aces.
He's gonna make it pretty large.
Brad, who likes giving action, can't even do it. The 9 deuce.
If it was suited, though.
He would have asked him, "Do you want action?"
Would have been like, all in, action? Yes.
Are these trash?
Not the white box. This one. Thank you.
Gotta get ahead.
All right, gets aces, gets a Heineken. I like this guy's play.
Well deserved. Give it back to him. Need some action.
No action to be had here.
Definitely not here tonight.
Doesn't seem like it.
You guys took all our players.
Yeah. Oops.
Is it 12.5% back?
10%
Good.
for the
That's how it
multi-days.
should be.
10%.
That's how it should be.
Find a bag. Everybody in the money on day 2. Nice and easy.
Decent mint cash, yeah.
Just smooth. I like that for the multi-days. It's been the setup and
Yeah, I agree.
prefer it.
Have you guys ever had talks about doing like mystery bounties or any of these special gimmicky tournaments over at like Orange Park and or St. Augustine?
I don't know. Definitely thought about it. My
Yeah,
dreams are obviously
a little bit
all the
different.
fun tournaments.
Yeah. I say this for me.
Yeah.
A little bit selfish, but you know. Also not selfish because you guys get all the business, you know? It's always packed whenever I go over there for big tourneys.
Well, they're all there to stack you.
I know. I bring in the crowd. If you guys want to double me up and get some chips, you know, maybe on Sunday, I'll be there. I won't be there early, but I'll be there probably after first break.
I'll show up eventually.
Yeah. Whenever I have 35 bigs, that's when I'll show up. That's all I need. It's my specialty. I'm just kidding. Like 15 to 20 is actually my specialty.
The shorter everybody is, the better I am.
It's harder to bluff.
Got cards there.
Oh, shoot.
I'll keep them.
Those might come in handy.
Nothing playable for anybody around to the blinds, but Carson and Brad have been battling pretty often. It's gonna be no exception as Carson raised it up. Brad defends. That's gonna be all Carson on the king high flop. Happy to fire out a C-bet. Brad, easy, letting it go. Been fun seeing them two kind of butt heads so far tonight. Haven't had the big clash yet. Sometimes all these little battles add up to a big one. Only time will tell. Go. Pocket 10s fared him very well last time he had them. See if they can do so again here as he opens it up. Carson gonna go set mining with pocket 5s. Brad happy to go set mining with deuces. So 3 ways, all 3 players with a pocket pair in hand.
3 players.
Wow, set over set. 10-9 deuce on the flop.
Oh, this ought to get interesting.
Everybody slow plays it. Carson doesn't want to fire out from the button. So Miguel betting out turn. For Carson gets out of there. Brad going to be going nowhere. Puts in the check raise. Turn card might slow things down here. Did bring in the front door flush. As well as some different straight possibilities. If we get a board pair, then things could balloon up. But instead, it's ace on the river. What could have been a very firework-happy flop might just turn into a how did no more chips get into the middle kind of result here. That's what we see. Brad bets. Miguel just puts in the call. Brad, major form of run good there. Sees set over set and lost the absolute minimum. Kind of more of the bad night Miguel is having too. Just absolute dream spot where you're supposed to find a double up and instead win the min. Feels like a loss.
Surprisingly small pot.
I got lucky the spade came on.
Spade wasn't coming, man.
The spade came on the turn, slowed it down.
Players pointing out just action. Slowing 8 of spades. Brad, real happy that it came out now. Could have been much worse for him. Here we thought we were going to have fireworks after that flop came down.
Right?
Denied. Denied.
Two on the river school. It's about all I could ask for.
I think you kind of got what you kind of needed.
Yeah.
You can always ask for more.
All right, after fresh to the table, high limps in. We're going to see Brad put in the raise. It gets over to him. Don't think High knows how active Brad has been. He might have put in a call if he did. Fortunate for him, he didn't have that info since Brad had him absolutely dominated.
Got so hot so quickly, I feel.
What?
It got so hot so quickly on side. Like,
Yeah, it was nice one week and then bam.
suddenly it's 90, like, or 92 or whatever. Like from 80 to 90, like nothing.
95 down St. Augustine. High.
It's crazy. For me.
Gelly, you think if the Knicks win today, you think they do the whole choke thing? Wait, if they
No,
win
they
the
got to win
series,
in Indiana.
I think if they win the series, Brunson does
I mean,
it.
if there's like a choke, you know, if they like come back from a lot, but it wouldn't make sense.
Let's see, Zach. Just get out of there with a Jack 10 suited this time around. And Miguel folding pocket 10s.
I mean, it is.
After Johannes' 3-bet. Johannes. Does it take this one down?
So early, I feel like.
Surprised to see Miguel full 10 so easily.
Motions and stuff, and that's, I feel always dangerous.
You were down 9 with a minute left.
Wonder how much having such a rough night plays into that decision for Miguel.
No, obviously.
His foot was on the line. I almost had to eat it. You know.
Yeah,
I didn't
all the
actually watch the
commentators
game.
like, dude, it's one of the wild. You need to watch. Just watch like the last.
I saw the highlights from like
minute of the fourth. Yeah.
It was like the Tracy McGrady who scored 13 points in 35 seconds type of deal.
It was wild.
All right, a little deja vu. Carson and Brad.
Does seem to come in those two frequently, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're starting to battle. Again, just a lot of tiny pots, small pots. Nothing huge yet, but
Yep. It's true.
sometimes those things bubble beneath the surface and build up over time.
Always need to ride, but there's not that many players that can do that anymore. Yeah. I mean, it's hard.
That's what was kind of crazy about Kobe's last game.
Yeah,
I actually watched that
I
one.
mean, Kobe, Yeah, he's part of that kind of the Michael Jordan kind.
Like, he was going out with a bang. I mean, he shot a lot of shots in that game, but like, it was
All right, Brad and Zach. Two different ends of the spectrum here. Ace, king, trey deuce. Brad flops the flush draw.
This is exactly what I mean, but like this like who would be able to do this right now?
Now another 8 on the turn.
So much. I don't think
See if Brad's bluff can get through. Zach holding an ace.
the game's just kind of changed too. Like, I don't.
Maybe just generally conceptually.
Because if teams know that you're
Luca,
going to do that.
I think Luca is about that.
Sure enough, Zach does put in the call
Piss off Luca.
after Brad stabbed.
That's the other thing. Teams start to understand, like, if you show that tendency of, like, oh,
Pretty
you're just
clean
gonna
in the
ball
jack of
hog,
hearts.
You're frustrated or whatever, then, like, they can scheme really quick. That
smile.
You're not going to pass the ball.
Brad went with the
They did this with
just
Kobe.
check muck. Rarely seen play, knowing
Like those people, like
that playing the board probably no good.
yeah, they had 3 or 4 points.
Yeah.
to score.
All right, Miguel. Raised up with a 5 deuce. I'm seeing two different ends of the spectrum here. Folded 10s pre-flop not too long ago to a 3-bet. But happy to open the 5 deuce suited, so Miguel a little kind of back and forth. Might be very opponent dependent. You know, it was Johannes who did 3-bet earlier that Miguel folded the 10s to out of position. Maybe he just thinks Johannes is playing a little snug today. Which he pretty much has, so not all the way off base. Miguel open things up yet again. Got one color in Zach, and both players flop with draws. Miguel flops a flush draw, Zach open-ended. So Zach checks, we're going to see Miguel c-bet. Zach going to be putting in the call with his open-ender. King-high flop does favor Miguel a little bit. So hard to check raise. So they head off to a deuce on the turn. Miguel's not going to slow down. Throws out 100, 2/3 pot size bet on the turn. Don't know if we'll see Zach fold. I mean, Miguel's making it look like he has a king with a decent kicker here. If that's the case and you hit your straight, it should be disguised. You know, if he's got a king in his hand, he shouldn't have a flush draw, so you think all of your outs are clean. Wow, actually see Zach spring the check raise now. Maybe reading Miguel for one pair and trying to start applying some pressure to it. Miguel reaching for chips, going to put in the call.
Miguel not in the folding mood tonight.
It's kind of very back and forth. This one. So pot ballooning up, and
Wow.
there's the diamond, and I think Zach's going to fire to rep it too.
Yeah, I mean, it does pair. The board does pair as well, so definitely up a lot of things.
Miguel's been firing, you know, raised pre under the gun, so it looks like he's got king, queen, ace, king,
all the
king,
kings.
jack. So I think that's what Zach was doing on the turn, was setting up any sort of scary river.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet about half pot as well, 400 to 855.
So Miguel just look back like, I do have what he's
Wow,
repping, right?
and he just raises.
Zach says, oops, sorry for trying.
My fault. Will not do that again.
Miguel, dragging a very much needed pot. Things have not been going his way, and he's trying to get things coming back around.
Yeah, sometimes you just need something to stop the bleeding, right?
And that thing was Jack 9 suited.
The Donnie hand. Donis's favorite hand. There's a lot of memes with that when the stream first started.
Carson's turn to bump things up. The Queen Jack, we're going to see Johannes mix in a 3-bet with 10-9 suited. Last time Johannes put in the 3-bet, Miguel folded a pair, and he does it again, folding pocket 8s here this time. Seems like Miguel doesn't want to play in 3-bet pots when Johannes is the aggressor.
I mean, what did Todd say? Not giving you any action, Johannes, all last
Unless
week.
I have the nuts.
Yeah, unless I have it, which he ended up having the nuts. Got it all in. Yeah, aces versus queens all in pre for big, big pot. I was very surprised that Todd only ended up being up like 3 or 4K that night.
Yeah.
Like surprised but not surprised, you know. Michael, I know you haven't been able to meet Todd yet because he doesn't really play out on the floor, but absolute maniac. We love him.
Really?
Yeah, we love him. You know how like some games are built around players? He's the guy.
Gotcha. He plays fast too.
Plays the quickest ever. No thought in the brain, just real quick, just like call yes, no, okay. You've probably dealt to George Wolf a good amount of times. He thinks very quickly, and George will say that Todd thinks much quicker than George, which is pretty absurd to think about.
That's fast.
It's very quick. Alright, 30 minutes in the books. And I don't know where seat 1 went. He played one hand of aces, and that was basically it. But he has not been back at the table since, that I've seen at least. This is really weird to see. But here are your stats. Brad still leading the way, 3,100. Johannes up 2,600. Zach kind of losing a little bit there to Miguel and Miguel. Going from minus 3K to minus 2K. So a little step in the right direction there.
Yeah. Give him the boot.
They're probably paying him to do that.
Check 6.
Alright, double board bomb pot. We got Johannes with trip kings up top, and Carson, same thing. Trip kings up top with the flush draw on the bottom. Flush draw does complete. And it looks like it's going to go check, check. Johannes does boat up kings full of 4s on the top. And Carson with the king high flush on the bottom, but board does pair, so it makes it a little bit scary.
Check 6.
Looks like it's checked over to Carson, who should probably be firing a good bit on this river. Get worse kings to call. It's worse flushes to call. He does bet 300. Johannes, it's gonna be tough to fold king 4 here at the top. It does put in a call pretty quickly. Percent of flush, and I just realized Johannes had the king, boat and a flush though. Really surprised that he didn't try and repot back, especially heads up there. But yes, thanks again to everybody sticking around, hanging out. We'll be back here tomorrow, 4:15 Eastern time for 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack action, 500 maximum buy-in. Should be a fun one. 2-2 streams always could get a little crazy.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd take two. Then I realized, hey, I think I have a 4. Two for the full house. What was King 9?
Yeah, King 9. King 9 on both. King 9 of clubs.
40 from our
175.
Well, quads twice on stream tonight. On the flop for Brad this time. Easy game. Johannes bluffs at it. Brad just smooth calling.
Wow. 10 of diamonds. Drawing stone dead on the turn.
Check.
Let's go check, check. We're going to be a 6 of hearts. 2 people flopping quads tonight. Zach did it against Luke earlier in the night, and now Brad does it against Johannes.
Man, Zach got paid off with his a pretty good amount. It's going to be hard for Brad to find a way to.
Yep. Especially with this sizing, 425.
Goes full pot. Johannes this. Thinking about it though.
I mean, Brad has played a ton of hands. A whole array of hands, so. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if I saw King High call, but I'd be pretty shocked.
Yeah. That's because some of the draws did come in from the flop. I mean,
Yes.
he could be bluffing with a 6. Like,
That's true.
I was just really thinking about it though. It's like,
He hasn't folded yet.
just non-believer.
If this were Johannes last week, Todd would have been like, "You're taking too long."
Oh yeah.
What? He's gonna put
No
in the
way.
call? Wow. He does put in the call. Oops.
Definitely gone.
Are quads any good here?
I think so. Beats the shit out of King High. I mean, Jesus.
We've seen 2 King High calls go very, very badly so far tonight. Pretty absurd. Wow.
I can't believe he got paid there.
That's insane. Just the sizing. Everybody's just like nuts or nothing. But even like their nothing beats
That's
some
all.
of you.
He could be bluffing with ace high.
Yeah, that's sick. Wow. Super sick.
Gotta pull the heater.
I was hoping you would
Oh,
say
here.
something else.
Nice, man.
You're good.
Yeah, if it's a home game, certain people get great call, great call.
I wish he would have hit him with that. It would have been dirty and hilarious.
Great call. Only quads.
You got me bluffing.
Caught me again. Darn it.
You were trying to get me to check raise too. Not gonna take it. I was thinking about it. Dang. At 125, I was check raise.
Really?
It's just like, no, you want me to check this. Damn it.
Sorry, guys.
You're good, man.
All right, Johannes going to raise it up after Brad just limped in. Zach not going anywhere with a pocket pair. Looking to spike a tray. Brad obviously going to call it that King 10 suited. And well, Zach found it. Flop came 5-4 tray, so Johannes got the straight draw. Brad with some overs, but Zach bottom set. And we see Johannes throw out the continuation bet. That's what Zach was hoping to see. Just gonna smooth call. He's inviting Brad to come along, but Brad declined. Now 6 on the river.
Pretty bad turn card for both these guys. Let's see if Johannes wants to continue. Putting some pressure on.
Looks like he does. Thought he might slow down given the fact that small blind has a lot more of that board than the pre-flop razor from the button, but
Definitely small blinds range. Definitely has a range advantage here, but yeah, I'm surprised Johannes does go for this.
But given the fact they're four-handed, a lot of those ranges get kind of very much widened, right?
Definitely.
Zach going nowhere. Puts in the call.
River's out there, queen of diamonds. Backdoor hearts misses, obviously one liner on board. Gonna be, wow. I mean, Johannes is telling a story, right? Just like, what story is he telling? Sevens? Ace deuce? No way, right?
Does he go for it? Pocket sevens?
Yeah,
I mean,
sevens. That's literally what I'm thinking. Ace sevens, 7-8.
Ace seven. I mean, if he's got ace eight, then
Yeah, he's seven suited. Wow, and he does go for 1,200 to 1,190. Kind of sick.
it's a pot size bet.
Kind of sick.
And Trey has turned into pretty much just a bluff catcher now,
Bluff
right?
catching, exactly that. Oof. What a weird spot.
It's super weird.
My brain just can't really contain what hands Johannes really has. If we see it from the other side.
Could have opened button with 7-8 suited,
Yeah,
right?
7-8 definitely. I
Okay.
mean 7-7. Could have better sets, right? I mean, like 5s,
Yeah.
6s aren't impossible to have.
Better sets probably check back river though.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Same thing with like two pair. I feel like any of those medium to strong showdown value hands just,
Yeah, I guess yeah, they do shrivel up.
especially with the sizing that Johannes uses, it feels like it's a straight or it's a bluff. Let's see what Zach wants to make of it, because
What a weird spot.
I wouldn't want to be in his shoes,
Yeah, definitely.
especially against the tightest player on the table.
Yeah. What a bizarre spot, but Johannes showing some heart right now. Oh, wow.
Oh. Like,
Suspense. Wow, he does give it up.
See that one? Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Try one.
It's a fun one.
whole table does the chuckle. Like, I don't know.
Probably wondering what both players have in that
Sounded like-
exact spot.
Carson and Brad's BS radar was going off over there. It's here. I don't know about that one.
Zach definitely had the best hand there, but what a move by Johannes there. Sick. Showed some moxie for sure.
Which hasn't been shown by him, I'd say, very much at all tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's why.
I mean, he did just show king, or he didn't show.
He didn't
king
show
high.
down
called-
that,
called-
but he didn't have
called
to
king
show
high.
down either.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a value or a,
So he hasn't shown down much, and when he has, he's had it for a multi-par. That's
My guess is that he had it. I don't really know.
I'm gonna tell you until the stream is over.
you'll tell us when it's over?
I don't mind that, but right now.
No.
Right now, I'm not gonna tell you guys.
Good on Johannes showing restraint.
He was bluffing. I think it was a really good bluff.
It was a real good bluff. It was a real good bluff. It's a fun one to watch.
Say what?
So I would say if I bluff.
You can ask everyone.
No, I mean,
Sized it really well, 1,200. Pot size bet.
yeah, pot turn, pot riv.
let's see this one.
Yeah, you and I both thought he was definitely slowing down after that turn card, but he just repped it, you know? Sevens definitely make a lot of sense.
It was around
Sense
5.
there.
I think, yeah, it's around 53, I think.
Don't really think deuces ever.
They think that's deep. That's okay. Check. Check.
Wonder where High wandered off to.
Dude, I can't believe it.
He said hi and bye.
Bye.
Just gone.
He's still not there in the live side. What is going on?
I mean, he played his aces. Didn't really get paid on them, so it's not like he hit and ran.
Yeah, he's like, I'll collect my $40 and leave. Have a pretty big one brewing here. King Queen suited versus Carson 3 betting Queen Queen out of the small blind. Oh, we're already on the flop, maybe? Yep. Oh, we're on the turn. My goodness. Honest with a huge flop. Flush draw plus middle pair. Looks like the 8 of spades didn't read for whatever reason. So Johannes, no reason not to bet this river. Looks like a bet of 450, and Carson does pay him off. Hoping that Johannes did miss the flush draw, but he did with the king. Johannes, that's a good way to turn a night around. Getting a huge bluff through and then winning a pretty sizable pot there versus Carson.
So they fold it to you when you bluff, and then they call when you have it.
What?
They fold it to you when you bluffed earlier, and then
If he bluffed, they don't know it.
bluffed, and then he called when you had
I
it.
mean, he knows.
He knows. But what Brad doesn't know is that he got called down with king high just a couple hands before that.
Yeah.
Challenge for you
Yeah.
next week, yeah? Just
Yeah, no, I just want to see if I can.
Jake says shorthanded tonight. Yes, sir. Little 5 max game going on. We have another player on the 1 seat who shut up for 2 hands and dipped out on us.
5.2
Yeah,
players at the table right now.
Take under, like 5.15.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone would have.
No, yeah, you never know, but
All hearts on board. Neither player too proud of theirs. But Miguel happy to throw out the delayed C-bet. After seeing a check back on the flop. Well, Brad put in the call and gets rewarded with an ace on the riv. Hitting the better flush over Miguel. Meanwhile, Miguel did bet out about half pot. Brad doesn't love it, puts in the call, and you're gonna get the good news. He's got him by a pip.
that was a brutal run out for coins. But I mean, yeah, I can see it too. Was there an ace on the flop?
Wishing if the ace didn't come on the river, you said,
All right, Carson with a pretty big hand and ace queen suited. Happy to bump it up to 30.
ace doesn't come on the river.
See Brad really getting in the mix. Puts in the call with 8 trays suited.
I just raised.
Tell me if you heard this before. Carson and Brad heads up to the flop.
That never happens.
Comes down ace high. So Carson real happy to see bet. Brad does have a gutter ball to the wheel. Well, backdoor diamonds, so he's putting in the call. That's not the card he wants to see. Offsuit deuce on the turn, completing the rainbow. Carson assembling another bet, and that's going to be enough to just take it down. Carson and Brad just keep kind of going back and forth, trading small pots.
You decided when you're gonna play in Vegas?
No.
But you're going for the main and then before that, right?
Yeah, 28. 28th, whenever I bust the thing.
Yeah, do you know which day you're gonna play?
Folding around to Zach. Happy to open things up with Jack 10
wanna
from the
do one
button.
of the first 3 days. That way I have like
Yeah, with
a
ace
day
jack
between
though.
day 1 and
Small
day
blind.
2, and a day between day 2 and
A lot of
day
times
3.
you'll see a player 3-better fold out of the small blind, and
I was just like, I would
Miguel is going to 3-bet. Goes big.
Yeah.
So big, in fact, Carson wants to go with a better hand in ace queen.
But you don't get as much of a break.
Went huge there.
Pros array. So I was probably going to 4-bet that hand. That's a pretty good one.
He's just playing 10-25. That's why it's like a 10-25.
I think most of the time, like all the good players, they try to play the early flights because then they kind of know where they are and they can
Yeah,
plan
avoid the
and
volatility.
schedule. And then raise to 40. I don't know. I mean, I don't actually know if that's true. And then in theory, like a lot of the weaker players come on the weekend.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I think the best day to play is the day on the 4th day. But last time I was there, I don't know if it was last year as well, but last year I was there was 10-handed.
Seeing Johannes getting the c-bet through.
Like how tight you had to be and stuff like that.
Brad folding
10-handed?
the better hand in ace high.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was like, okay, never again will I do.
I was playing 9-handed in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
I didn't know that up front. And it is also like so crowded, man. You
Oh,
have
dude,
no
yeah,
space.
imagine 10-handed.
It's horrible. I mean,
It's hard to go
like,
back.
then you play there forever. Like. Yeah, it's probably going to be at least 9-handed, right? Probably 10-handed.
Oh, it's all 9-handed.
I've seen all the stuff they're
I think they've
doing.
avoided doing
That is pretty much shoulder to shoulder.
I've seen all the stuff they're
Yeah.
doing with the tablets and the WSOP app and all that.
It's pretty, yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
I think
like,
we
Carson putting some pressure, trying to isolate the limp in from high here.
yeah, you'll be able to like buy in on your phone.
That's really nice.
High
It says
says,
your
nah.
table number, your seat number.
Puts in the limp raise.
Everything.
Once or twice.
Wow.
Once.
Suddenly they just get it all in.
I guess that's one way to come back to a table.
Well, all high on the flop. And he's got Carson drawing dead, so he's going to find the full double. Just comes right back, finds a double up. This guy's a genius.
I think, I don't know.
First hand of the table was pocket aces, wasn't it?
Yeah, just shows up, got aces.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah.
Took a
that,
break,
and
came back,
also
found a
there's
double
an
up.
App they're getting you to down. There's this new app you download.
He knows.
And it will it'll send you to your table and see you don't have to wait on any lines.
That's good.
Everything. That's probably good. And then they're walking around with tablets, shooting people places. It'll be pretty crazy.
WSOP undergoing some makeover.
It went really well.
I can see that being better than
Yeah.
the system works. So we just go every time get this.
Hopefully it does work as intended. Should make things smoother.
Released it, like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. So just WSOP or what?
I think it's called WSOP Plus or something. Yeah. They're gonna make everybody get it.
I'm sure. Hold on.
Yeah, WSOP Plus.
I could see your card.
Mine?
Yeah.
I threw it in. I guess let's do it. Just jam.
I saw his hand. He looked
Just jam.
Then we just know where we're at.
Everybody has to have equal information. I mean, what you want me to tell everyone?
Are you
Let's see
playing
if
the
he's gonna
hand?
fold. If he folds,
Yeah,
I'm like,
if he calls, then
you
he's
can wait
the
until it's on me, right?
yeah,
It's
see if
like,
he's gonna play the hand.
hypothetically, if I'm going to fold, then I don't need to.
He hasn't made his decision yet,
Right.
so
So let's see if he's gonna play.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play, then I don't know.
I have
shouldn't
him.
he get the same information?
Okay, yeah, then you
What
can call and
once
tell
he
him.
decides
I
to
don't
play,
know. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
If he
He
raises,
just want
then-
to just shake it down then or something?
No,
I don't know.
I think you should
Then
just
I
play.
just-
You can
Just play it normally.
you can
Just
call
play it
and just tell him what
normally.
I have. I don't
And then you
know.
just tell him what he has.
I just fold. I don't know. It's,
I have a garbage
Sorry
can
about that.
folding.
All right, we're good.
I mean,
See what I have.
it's dude.
Yep.
I pick queen. And I didn't want to play
I get
face
it.
up, you know, that's why
I feel like Johannes was more out of place than Brad even though. Brad's one his hand got soon.
You would have called that. No,
You gotta go ahead and just raise it and say what he
I
has.
know. You would have called the 50 with King Queen, so. Sorry about
I
that.
would have re-raised actually.
Well,
Could have been a big one.
yeah, it could have been. I want to know the flop now. Hopefully, King Queen.
I mean, I
clubs.
looked over not to look at
No,
you.
you're good. Yeah.
Wait, we do have another player?
I came back,
I came
immediately
back.
doubled
I
up.
also don't want to
Really?
Missed it,
Yeah.
he
Through
came
who?
back, doubled up through Carson.
Oh my God.
The guy's a genius.
Carson's got to be the most tilted man on the planet right now.
I lose to the guy that plays one hand.
See, normally I'll do it right by the
I'm in a
stack,
fun
but
leveling
I'm
war though.
doing
If we went to the
it
flop with
okay.
Johannes knowing
It's the first time.
Brad's hand and Brad knowing that Johannes knew his hand, that'd be fun.
yeah.
That's what I love the flip one card rule. You know,
Oh yeah?
each player plays flips one card and then they play that card face
Yeah.
up for the remainder of the hand.
See, I used to play in games all the time where it was, we just create a table rule of like when the hand's over, everybody has to show one. So it's like
Yeah, that's
creates a lot of fun
I like that
guessing
one too.
game for bluffs and not
Definitely.
bluffs.
Definitely.
I would just call it.
It's a good way, like on a game like tonight where it was kind of stagnant and still there for a minute. You do stuff like that to just kind of wake everybody up, create some leveling wars.
I do agree, and it would have been a fun one because a lot of people had quite a bit of bluffs tonight, to be honest.
Yeah.
Love the run at once thing. You're there to gamble, not chop. I'm always Max Payne, run at once.
Max Payne.
Max Payne, baby. I have a funny story. I was playing a big 5-5 game in down south, and I 3-bet bluffed one guy, and then the guy 4-bet ripped on me, but didn't have a lot. It was only like maybe another 600 to call, and I already had like 1,500 out there.
Crap.
And he's like, "Do you want to run it twice?" It's like, my hand's only good enough to run it once.
Like,
So we ran it once, and I won.
I only have one out, so
It was like a really bad, like King 10-9-3 garbage hand with like one suit. It was real bad. But I was like, my hand's not good enough to run it twice. I can only scoop once, and somehow 2-pair won.
Is that really the whole tournament?
No, I think only finals we played. Which I think that is actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm not actually 100% sure.
I saw Brad limp in. Miguel isolates from the button and hits bottom set.
I think that's good. Basically, no outside information. You're not allowed to.
Like if you're on the rail, you can't have a phone this year. I thought the players could, but that could be mistaken.
I saw Brad call the C-bet from Miguel.
Unless you're playing that.
When the ace hits the turn, might be hard for Miguel to make any more.
That's my understanding. And I'm not.
If you're playing WSOP cash,
Can you? Is that?
I have no idea. And then you can have your friends playing in that same
I mean,
cash
basically
game.
the
and
rule
they
is
can
you
check
Sure
cannot
enough.
access
Brad lets it go on the turn.
Everything is very good.
Yeah.
And outside,
Another monster from Miguel that doesn't really get paid.
But you cannot get any outside information.
Gold Ribbon Vegas to come 8,300 after taking out the
Any-
taxes
any-
there. Yeah,
Anyone else either.
taxes are not fun.
Like the guys that ran like.
The Sims and stuff while they were playing.
This is a little over the top. But
Nicodemus
honestly,
asking where's this at. We're coming to you from Best Bet here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Everyone in the future. Because
Oh yeah, sunny Florida.
so-
Streaming on
Obviously a
Slate
little bit
today.
late tonight. Yeah,
Say it. The sun's not out
really.
anymore.
That's
that
true.
play for fun.
But it's still hot outside. Dustin says Earth. Very true.
Earth.
Cannot argue that one. Wow, look at that. Johannes opening 40 with queens, and Zach gonna get a little out of line here. 10-8 suited.
Maybe pick on the fact that Johannes has been active recently. Especially given the fact that he had to fold that set earlier. Maybe want some revenge.
Yeah, I'm sure he got
Bad timing.
that information relayed to him as well already from
Maybe.
family members or friends.
Somebody watching at home saying, why would you fold that set?
Where did Luke go? He got stacked by Johannes there.
Yeah. It ended bad.
Yeah, it was a classic race. Ace King versus Ace King. They ran it twice, and Ace King scooped.
Speaking of bad, it's bad news for Zach as he sees
Whoopsies.
Johannes put in the 4-bet.
How much longer in me, guys? Just to be honest.
See Zach have to let it go as Brad did just let the table know he's not going to last too much longer. He warned everybody. Stream started. He wasn't in for the complete duration.
He's had quite a good stream though so far.
Yeah, hopefully he'll come back. Says he visits a couple times a year.
Definitely. Like I said, with the dynamic between like him, George, and Todd, that would be
That
a very,
would be
very
fun.
fun one.
Race 35.
Watch Zach open it up again. Last time it was 10-8 suited. This time 9-8 suited. Miguel just going to call it the 7s. Actually see Johannes fold King Jack rather than put in the call closing action. As active as he's been, still has some tighter tendencies. Miguel, with the overpair on that flop, gets to take this one down for throwing out a bet. So we do appreciate everybody hanging out, tuning in with us as we watch Ty disappear yet again. He'll be back in another 20 minutes to find another double up
That
somehow.
guy's like, yeah, I'll come back to plus 4K.
I don't know how he did it.
What was the hand, by the way?
He just,
King's full, wasn't it?
yeah, I mean, he just came back with like,
Player really plays all hands.
I don't know, did he come back to King Queen and just get it on against Ace 5 and just hit trips on the flop? Like, just had Carson drawing dead. It's like, okay.
He was like, that was easy.
Yeah.
Easiest $1,000 I'll
It happened
ever
just so
make.
fast.
That's funny.
Nicodemus, the back rallies are not Jacksonville. It's more like Daytona or further south.
Yeah, probably just about an hour and a half down south.
But we're a great pit stop.
We are a great pit
Fantastic
stop.
pit.
Especially
One
if
of
you
the
wanna play
greatest
some
pit
poker.
stops.
Especially if you want to play
Some people
poker.
say the best.
Mike would say that.
Just now.
The guy that played the stream.
King Queen of Soads. I believe he's
That's
over.
what, yeah, King Queen
I think a 10
was suited. He put in like a limp raise, called jam,
Interesting.
and just knew he was right and
They
going
said
to
run it
win.
once. Well, obviously he only bought in for like 700 or 800, right? So.
Big line and button, and then holding the rest.
He bagged, right?
He was close. I don't know if he did or not.
He was super successful because every time he came back, he went all in and won somehow. I think, or he came back, who has the bright, had ace king or something, and then shot.
Wow.
Yeah, it was funny. It was like, I mean, it was pretty legendary to be honest.
Saw Johannes' 3-bet, take it down pre that time around.
All right, guys, just a little warning. This is going to be the last hand of the stream. They said that they wanted to end on the as a double board bomb
Whoa.
pot. So,
Whoa.
yeah, Brad is done after this one. So, just a little warning.
And hide it and come back.
Yep. Exactly.
So final hand of the night, going to be a walk-off bomb pot.
Yeah, so I'll share some stats before we air off, and then, like I said, we'll be back here tomorrow,
Yeah, I just
4:15 Eastern time for 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack action.
if y'all want to do the
I
bomb
believe
pot,
it'll just be myself and Mike Amberson.
Do y'all have to?
Kruger, you don't want to join us tomorrow?
I'll be a little busy tomorrow,
Yeah.
Nice.
prepping all of the bullets you're going to fire the following day.
I might just go to OP right now and fire.
Yeah, famous last words.
You can make it for late reg.
I could.
Yeah, late reg won't
20K
be till
starting
about,
stack, though, right?
yeah.
Till 11.
You wanna play that?
So how long
Reg.
does the Stars and Stripes go on Adobe?
It's flights today, tomorrow, and Sunday, noon and 7, with day 2 on Monday. They resume play at noon. It's perfect timing because the cash promo for Memorial Day at all 3 rooms starts at 1 o'clock. So if you make day 2 and then find an early bus, then jump right in the promo.
Yeah, 3K high hands, 1 to 11, gonna be insane.
Yeah, $200 buy-in tournament. Going to be over 100K in that prize pool for sure.
Yeah, probably around 18 to 20K for first, I'd imagine.
Yeah, should be a fun weekend. Good Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully everybody's enjoying it.
Yeah, definitely.
Fortunately, the stream got cut a little short tonight. Not expected, but
But it lasted a lot longer than actually expected, to be fair. So, and hey, High's back.
High's back.
But he's not even in this one. He's like, all right, I'll just watch.
He's an
I'll
observer,
spectate."
yeah.
He's a spectator for sure. Little hit and run, gotta love it.
Could have been a contender.
Wow.
Aces for Miguel.
Who
Top
just
set up top.
outright fold?
Yeah, chance at quads too.
How about the eights?
If you for the
I think Brad did. Brad just said, nah. Meanwhile, he actually did have a
Yeah, I
gut
thought he had
shot
a
up
pretty
top.
decent hand.
The gutter ball up top.
Wow,
and
Miguel,
opening her down low.
aces. Zach with the queen 8 on the bottom, queen 9 up top. Seems like a very strong hand for Zach to have.
follow his lead. What was his name
Looks
again?
like
I'm Brad.
it's gonna
Johannes?
be heads up.
Honest? Okay. I'm sure I'll see you down there, Sam, if you're going to the serious stuff.
You mean Vegas?
Wow, boat there for Zach, but obviously that doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's a boat over boat. Miguel's ace is full, beating out Zach's 9's full. Zach, though, far and away in the lead on the bottom.
Yeah, looking like it's gonna be a chop, but you never
Yeah,
know.
if you had to
We've seen
guess.
some dirty stuff.
See ya.
It's funny that it's exactly 50-50. So Miguel could hit an ace on the bottom board, which there's one of, but
Zach, can
Zach
only
could
hit
hit a 9 on the top board, which there's one of. So it's
the math
both
is
looking
math,
for some one-outers.
One outer to scoop would be disgusting, especially at the last hand.
Do it.
It didn't do it. Definitely.
It'd be really funny if they did it both did it on the opposite boards.
That would
Just
have been actually
still
hilarious.
chop it up.
They're
Either
just
one or-
drooling like, I'm scooping this hand.
Yeah, gonna have a chop to end the night. Just a matter of getting to showdown.
11:50.
Miguel just doing the. Should I raise or just call?
Yeah. Probably just a rip.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be all in, snap call, chop chop.
If he has quad nines, he's got quad
You heard
nines.
Miguel go, so chop. Like
Definitely makes sense. Alrighty, I'm going to share some stats on the way out here. Here are your VPIPs for these guys. Yeah, 57 high for Brad. Obviously Carson getting pretty involved, and everybody above 20%. Wins and losses, Miguel, your big loser. Well, Luke was the big loser at minus like 3,700. Miguel and Carson both stuck about 1 to 2 Gs. But Johannes and Brad having a great night, plus 3,700, plus 3,500. But we do appreciate the players sticking around. You know, obviously being 5-handed, 6-handed isn't fun, but shout out to them. And shout out to everybody in chat. We'll be back tomorrow, 4:15 Eastern time. And yeah, guys, you guys all have a great night. For myself, Kirk the Cooler, my two co-pilots, Mike and Mike.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, you guys have a great night. We appreciate it. Everybody be good. See y'all.